What we have is more than a team. It's on the wall. We're a family. Blood, sweat, tears. We've been doing it since last season got over. Nothing comes between us. We win together, we lose together. We're a family.
And into the end zone for a Cardinal touchdown.
Tonight, we take this field together as a team. We leave as a family. It's Davison football. Let's go.
Week 8 from Cardinal Country, and we are set for kickoff and a little Big 9 throwback between Grand Blanc and the hosting Davison Cardinals. Hi, folks, and welcome to our coverage of Davison High School football on DTV. I'm Chris Jarrett, Chayton Harris to my left, and kickoff off and good from the end zone. A nice return for the Cardinals to get things underway. And a tackle made right at the 20-yard line. So a happy Friday night to you. Chayton, let's talk about tonight's game to get things going first. These are two teams that have their eyes set on the postseason, but should be a great matchup tonight.
100%. You know, Davison's really coming in here trying to spoil Grand Blanc's playoff hopes. And if they win tonight, big game next week determines the SVL championship. So both of these teams are going to come out fire, and you're not going to see anybody let up.
Totally. Davison on the road at Lapeer next week, and it's going to be a great game as the Cardinals will possess the rock first and 10 from their own 20. And it's the quarterback, Himmeline, taking the signals from the near sideline on senior night at Cardinal Stadium. Davison has it first and 10, and they'll give it right up the middle. And it's Flowers that carries the pile just past the line of scrimmage, second down coming up. And that might be, Chayton, where Davison tries to set the pace, especially early as on the ground.
Yeah, definitely these two running backs, Jalen Flowers and A.J. Hill, core of this team. Yeah. They pound the rock all the time. And, you know, if passing doesn't work out, you will be sure that rushing does.
Jay Flowers, one of the seniors on this team, standing next to Himmeline. Also a senior for Davison after they brought him in just a few short years ago, and taking the signal calls from the sideline on second down and 8. And we're just about 50 seconds underway from Davison, Michigan tonight. Cardinals 6-1 overall this year, and they've got it second down and 8. Himmeline will give it again. Flowers trying to bounce to the near sideline, past the 25 before he's finally forced out of bounds. And it's a third down coming up early on Davison's first possession of the night. Chayton, I think the biggest storyline of tonight's game when you step away from the guys on the field is the new head coach for Grand Blanc, Caleb Four, a Davison High alum himself, back from Alabama coaching high school football down there. He now takes over the Bobcats in their first year.
Yeah, you know, he's never been to this field, even with Kersley when he coached there. That's right. He's never been here as an opponent, so he knows the atmosphere and he knows what to expect, that these two teams are going to be chippy with each other, and just got to keep your head focused on the game. This
is the 64th all-time matchup between Davison and Grand Blanc. As we mentioned, them butting heads a number of years, a long time in the Big 9. And now in the SVL. Himmeline on third and short. Gives it to Flowers, tries to fight for the 30. And it looks like Grand Blanc up front coming up with a big stop on third down. And fourth down now coming up.
Yeah, Davison's going to go for it. They're definitely going to go hurry up.
Quick.
Something they like to do a lot. You know, just short fourth downs. They go for it quite a bit.
Himmeline with Flowers to his left in the pocket. Tries a dry snap and looks to the sideline if the Cards mean business here on 4th and 2. The scoreboard has it. It's very short as we're about a minute 30 into the ball game. Himmeline now under center. Tries a dry snap, takes it himself, meets a pile, pushing it towards the line to gain, and I don't think they got it. Grand Blanc on 4th and short stuffs the Cards up front, and what a start to the ball game tonight. Wow.
Yeah, you know, Himmelheim tried to get up there. Even with the second effort, could not push through. Grand Blanc is hyped for that. Could have the ball in near perfect field, you know, have only just under 30 yards to go and score. So you're going to see some good passing. Their quarterback, definitely a pass-heavy team this year. So we're going to see what Shambara can do.
We talked to Caleb Ford before tonight's game and said that a big start is key tonight. They're excited, they're chomping at the bit, and they want to come out swinging. Both these teams coming off big wins the last time out. Davison has posted 4 consecutive 50-plus point outings offensively, but on their first drive of the night, they come up short and turn it over right at their own 30. Shambara looks to sling it, throws tall into the secondary, and incomplete. They try to go deep, and they look for the tight end over top, Connor Burgess, but a bit too strong.
Yeah, you definitely got to watch out throwing like any amount over your receiver. That Davison secondary will pick that ball off, and this has got to be one of the toughest, grittiest defenses in the state.
And Chayton, you mentioned the defense. This is a group that now, after turning it over on downs, that has to start deep in their own end, but a bunch that is certainly capable of trying to come up with a stop here early. Shambara will have it with stacked formation of receivers as he rolls out to his right side, gets rid of it, and a nice screen and a catch and run on. Past the 15, into the 10, the 5, spun down just shy of the goal line, and a big pass to find J.T. Weber, the man that was in motion. I don't want to say in motion, but right on the snap was moving to the far sideline. And Shambara faking the handoff, got it to him, and he had a lot of open green grass to work with.
Yes, as soon as he got through that second level, he just took off. The only people that met him were the cornerbacks all the way in the end zone. If Grand Blanc scored that, you know, it was so fast already, had the ball for under a minute, already got down 30 yards.
So a 4th down stop for the Bobcats defense. Now on 2 plays, they've got it at the Cardinals 1. Just under 10 minutes in the first quarter. Shambara with a man in motion, he'll take it, fake the give, now keeps it himself, flowing to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown, Bobcats on the QB keeper. Owen Shambara, the senior, gets the Bobcats on the scoreboard first.
Yeah, you know, his first year starting this year, and he has shown a big impact to this team. You know, you can say they're not nearly as good as last year, a little bit worse of a record, but it's a rivalry game. This game will go any way that it possibly could. Grand Blanc does not have this secured. Davison does not have this secured. And obviously you see Grand Blanc capitalizing on that big 4th down turnover.
It's the extra point team on for the Bobcats with 9:43 to go in quarter 1. Snaps down, kick is a boomer, and it's through the uprights and good. 7-0 Bobcats early, and what a statement start for this team on the road in Grand Blanc. As Chayton mentioned, Grand Blanc this year, after last year coming off their best season in their program's history, now rolling in this year, a new coach, a lot of personnel changes up front as well, but a lot of talent that lies in Grand Blanc, and that's what Caleb Ford is trying to capitalize on. And again, a big start here early is huge for them.
Yeah, you know, Grand Blanc isn't necessarily looking to make a statement in their first year. Definitely got to get under the ropes with the new head coach. And so far in this game, already making a big statement to this Davison defense. And they're definitely going to want to keep that up, keep up the attack. Yeah. And I'm sure Caleb Ford is very happy with that drive.
Well, now it's response time for the Cards as they went for it just shy of their own 30 on 4th and 2. If you joined us late after the opening kick, Davison stuffed up front as they looked primarily to move the ball on the ground on their opening drive. See if they try and open things up and air it out a little bit more. Cards with 2 back on their own goal line to return it. And it's a great kick. Back into the end zone and almost out of the back of the end zone. It's Buddy Banks-Williams, the junior, that was able to haul it in, but the Cards will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20, Chayton, and hit that reset button.
Yeah, you know, on that kickoff, you don't see many touchbacks in high school.
That was good.
Buddy is a very dangerous returner. He has 1 touchdown of the year, and he gets a lot of good yards. He averages about 14, 15 yards per return. So definitely a good job kicking it as far as you possibly can to get it out of his hands.
It's a Grand Blanc team that lost to Granville to start the year. Heritage 52-40 in a shootout in week 3. And then to Lapeer 39-17, where they had the Lightning in a one-score game in the fourth quarter. One of the best teams in D1 as of this point this year. Himmeline will give it again. Flowers following, nice blocking, bouncing past the 25, just shy. Now cuts it way back. Picks up a huge block. Flags fly as Flowers now on the near sideline, shy of the 30, right around to the 25-yard line. And let's see what the flag is here. Boy, that was a pretty big cutback.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to bring them back. I think that
was on Himmeline. I think if that was the man or if it was someone else that picked up the block, but I think it was pretty obvious that's what they went after.
Yeah, you don't ever see quarterbacks. You never see quarterbacks blocking that much, but obviously he's not trained to go low. Make sure you don't get the flag, but it's going to push him back. Make it about. This could be a 1st and 20 now.
Yeah, could have been satisfied with the yards you got there on the first carry, 1st and 10. But Flowers wanted to bring it back. And the block that ensued out of it is going to cost the Cards. They'll redo 1st down, but you see how far back they're moving in their own end zone. And starting position, the tail of this first quarter, 9:30 to go. And the Cards trailing 7-0. Now Davison with 3 receivers out to the right of Himmeline. He's got 1 stacked up all alone on the far sideline. 1 back with him in the backfield. Here's 1st. And a long way to go. Himmeline with a fake, now in trouble, gets rid of it, a little screen, and it's tipped and dropped. As the Cards, even on a catch, Chayton, I don't think might have had the blocking up front to get past the 5. 2nd and long.
Yeah, that one was intended for Hill. Running back doesn't have the hands of a receiver, but it looked like if he did catch that, their D linemen were right on him and they would have laid him out. So, maybe they're happy they didn't get taken down. Might have been tackle for loss at that point, but it was a good job for Himmeline throwing the ball away, not taking that safety. His pocket collapsed so fast, he just had to improvise and get that out fast.
So this is 2nd and 25 from Davison's own 5. With the clock stopped just over 9 minutes at 9:17 in the first quarter. Himmeline with receivers way out on each side. They'll give it up front. And not much going on as Flowers swarmed around the 5. The Bobcats have defended the run great. Now, granted, it's been a lot of, when you're at this point of the field here, you can send some guys and get some pressure here. But now a big 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see Himmeline try to air it out right now. There's no way they're going to hand this off and try to go for 25 plus. So that Grand Blanc secondary has got to be on their man and just hope, Tion or Karstarfin doesn't get the ball in their hands because they're dangerous weapons.
For Davison, it is Tion Armstrong on the near sideline and Karstarfin stacked up on the far sideline. Bobcats with pressure up close to the line of scrimmage and no one really deep. They've got the guys in safety right around the 12-yard line. This is 3rd down and 25, and now the Cards want to burn their first time out of the night.
Yeah, smart move by Weingarts, taking that timeout fast, not causing the delay of game. Would have been literally to the 1-yard line. Very happy about that. So, gonna love that. And, in this timeout, gonna take a look at our SVL standings so far this year. For South, Lapeer is ahead currently 4-0 in conference, 7-0 overall, with Davison close behind, 6-1 total record, but 3-0 in the SVL.
And the Cards, you mentioned it, next week's going to be a showdown. It'll be Davison on the road at Lapeer, just how the Cards and the Lightning have closed their regular seasons since the merger over in Lapeer, and it's currently the Bolts pacing the SVL now South as they change the divisions coming into this year, and Lapeer one of just 6 teams remaining unbeaten in D1, and so it looks like this is one of those Lightning teams of old. They run the ball, and they run the ball a lot, and that's what you can expect next week when the Cards travel to Lapeer. But it's as competitive as ever. How about Saginaw Heritage creeping up and kind of doing a lot at 5-2 this year, surprising some with Grand Blanc, Carmen Ainsworth kind of hanging under that par line, I guess, in the bottom half of the SVL South.
Yeah, Heritage, they're offensive explosive this year, and, we saw Cards take them on. We're able to hold them back, but obviously the Cards are, cracking under GB, obviously a big rivalry game, so we're going to see what Himmeline does on 3rd down.
3rd and 25 after the Cardinals timeout. Himmeline will give it. Cards going conservative on 3rd and long, and they will not get the ball anywhere close to where they needed to of the 30. It's been tough going for Davison offensively to start the ball game, as they have yet to crack their own 30-yard line. This time they'll punt it away after they were stuffed at the 30 on their opening drive.
Yeah, Glennie's got about a 30-yard average punt, so he's really going to hope he can get more than that, because if 30 yards will be right about to the 35 of their yard line. So they want to try to get that far back as possible, get to the ball fast, don't let a return happen, because these returners for GB are definitely dangerous. They got some speed with them.
Under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, as Glennie with a tall punt coming towards the near hash marks. It takes a bounce and now picked up in a return past the 30-yard line and shy of the 25. And it's JT Weber again that had the long run down inside the 5 for Graham Blanc on their opening drive. He gives the Bobcats, Chayton again, dream starting situation, starting spot at the Davison 26.
Yeah, I'm sure Shambara is not going to be complaining about his field position, starting this game out. So, two drives starting within the Cardinals' 30-yard line. So I'm sure he's going to be happy, try to put up another 6 on the board.
Oh, pleased with what he's seen on the defensive side of the ball to start the ball game, without a doubt. Bobcats have it at the Cards 26, 1st and 10. The clock stopped right at 7:30. Man in motion for Shambara, the senior quarterback. Rolling out far side, gets rid of it quickly, caught at the 20. And it's Boyd that is forced out of bounds on the far sideline. Shy of the line to gain, but a solid chunk taken off by Graham Blanc on 1st and 10. It's about 2nd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, Ricky Diangranados on that coverage there just got slipped a little bit inside by Boyd. Out route right there, just broke away, got the good 5-6 yards on that play, so definitely going to hope to replicate. Every pass so far we've seen Shambara roll out, so Cards got to pick up on that and get a lot more pressure on him faster.
Yeah, since that first one, when they looked for tight end over top, he has been rolling out and trying to hit outside the hash marks. 2nd down and 4, they mark it as Shambara, a little pitch off, and it's Barrett trying to roll to the near sideline, a spin move inside the 10 and dragged down from behind as JT Weber just got the little pitch from Shambara, broke the 10-yard line and gives the Bobcats a 1st down.
Yeah, number 10, Bryce Fortune, he's a defensive end tight end. He's not that fast, so a little bit hard for him to catch up to that play. He trailed it the whole way. When they met his first man, lucky to get in there and stop the ball. Could have been a lot, bigger of a play than it was.
And so it is 1st and 10. Or no, it'll be 1st and goal, apologies, at the 7. So Bobcats have it just shy of the goal line on their 2nd drive of the night. Graham Blanc will stack up the line. They've got Boyd out far to the right, just split off the line. Staggered formation on the near side as Shambara rolling out to the right side, looking for his options, being chased, motoring for the far pylon, hit hard and forced out of bounds. He'll be shy of the goal line, but gets about 5 or 6 taken off. And 2nd and goal and short to go coming up.
Yeah, number 2, Yaya DeCooley on that. Definitely lucky to get there. He was so close to the goal line, pushed him right out of bounds exactly how they want. It looks like it'll be an official's timeout.
It looked like it was Tyler Dosh trying to catch him from behind that got the pressure, but no one home on the far side, and it allowed Shambara to just roll out all the way to the far side. Clock stopped at 5:54, and they mark it on the far hash marks around the 2, 2nd and goal. Graham Blanc leading after their first drive, started shy of the Cards 30, cashed in on 3 plays.
Shambara's definitely got to make some magic happen here. This Davison defense is loading the box.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what him and his receivers can do.
Officials coming in and blowing the play dead, as it looked like the Bobcats want to take some time and talk this over with just under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. So the Cards coming out to try and talk this one over. And Davison having to lean on their defense. Chayton, this is going to be a situation where the Cards are going to rely on their defense on 2nd and goal to go.
Yeah, this defensive line, mostly juniors and seniors. I don't think there's one underclassman starting for them this year. And, 2 of their key anchors are their defensive ends, Jackson Clark and Tyler Dosh, who we saw, chasing down Shambara there. as Grand Blanc disperses. We see that graphic up there. Dosh, big on the years. These aren't updated. Something must have happened there. But Dosh has over 5 sacks, along with Clark having 6+. So these two are definitely a force to be reckoned with.
And Clark, a junior. Dosh himself, a junior, as Chayton mentions. Shimbara will give it towards the goal line, and he's going to be marked short as of now with a late flag. Did not see the hands come up. Bobcats wanted a touchdown, but you saw the FAR official come in. So let's see what we got here as Davison will change personnel. The official's talking this one over.
Yep, looks like Fortune is going to sub in for Armstead. Going to be a face mask on the Cards. Really not going to make that much of an impact, but it'll give them a first down, so have 4 more attempts to get into that end zone on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, tough to move Davison further in their own direction.
This Davison defense is not very heavy on flags, and this game, already with 1 in the first quarter, gotta make sure we cannot have the unforced errors. And, you know, pull him down by his face mask after he was already stopped. Got to watch that. So, see what Shimbara and his core can do.
So here comes the Bobcats offense. They look to run it up front and into the end zone. A Bobcats touchdown with 5:22 to go in the first quarter. Grand Blanc 2 for 2 on their first 2 drives of the night, finding the end zone, and a 2-score lead over the Cards in the first quarter.
Yeah, 13-point lead in the first quarter. Definitely not what anybody expected to see tonight, but Bobcats are putting up a fight, and they're showing Davison that they belong and they need to make the playoffs. So with this so far, they're doing really good. This big rivalry game, pink out night for Davison, they're showing them what's up.
Extra point crew on with 5:22 in the first quarter. Kicks up and way good. And Grand Blanc 14-0 over the Cards in the first quarter. A lot of ball game left, Chayton. It's been a tough start for Davison. I think as the offense and the kick return team coming out on the field, for the most part, you just need traction. Offensively, you need good plays because on the last drive, the second drive, it was Davison trying to fight out of their own goal line.
Yeah, you see defensive coordinator Blaze Glennie over there talking to some of his D-line members. Probably not very happy right now. Letting up 2 scores in the first quarter already. Got to hammer it into their heads that they cannot let up because Grand Blanc will take advantage of them and just run it down the field as they have been.
This is good preparation for the postseason. It's not a start that you anticipated, but it's the start you get. And it's against a team from the division, Grand Blanc, who, as you mentioned, of course, are going to come in gunning.
Yeah, you know, for the Cardinals, they call it hate week, and they're coming in and they're showing them that they deserve and they belong in the SVL.
And a touchback past the goal line. The officials blow it dead as the ball went into the end zone. And so the Cards, again, will come out 1st and 10 from the 20. And just trying to see if they can start to turn the wheels, as we just touched on, offensively to try to get things going. I mean, you talk about the defense. The defense hasn't really been in great starting position, so it's been tough for them to lean on them to come up with stops. And it's been because of the Cardinals offensively haven't been able to try and create much rhythm yet. We'll see if they can change that now.
Yeah, Flowers going to start in the backfield for Himmeline this drive, as Hill's going to take a shift off. Saw him on that touchback. Flowers lining up as a receiver currently in the slot.
Cards getting their 11 on the field.
2 receivers on both, trips near side, 2 on the left. We'll see what happens with the empty backfield. Obviously going to be a pass, so see what GB does to defend this.
Himmeline takes a snap and he'll give it. Flowers with it, bowls his way past the 25, shy of the 30, and a great gain on 1st and 10, 2nd and short coming up. And we've got a down Bobcat just shy of the 25. So officials will come in and try and see what the situation is. Chayton, a good play there on 1st and 10. That's just kind of getting Flowers the ball, and that's what he is a plus runner at, is his weight and his size and his speed going downhill like that. You saw him dragging some defenders towards the end of the play.
Yeah, he's a big man, but he has speed. You know, he lined up as a receiver there, did the run through, and his body weight definitely helps him out. He can bowl some people over, and obviously you saw it there, taking defenders with him, getting about 8, so Cardinals going to see, did get a first down, it looks like.
Well, you're right. They did give him a fresh shot, so they must have given Davison just the nose of the football at the 30. That's where they needed to get, and that's where the officials spot him getting 2. So it'll be 1st and 10 Cards, still with an injury timeout. Well, we talked about the postseason because at Week 8, that's what you talk about, and that's what you start kind of narrowing your sights to is what's to expect in the coming weeks. Grand Blanc coming into this week needing a win against Davison, or Week 9 in a tough contest against Romeo. That awaits the Bobcats in the final week of the regular season this year. The Cards will have to pack it up and go on the road to take on Lapeer next week. And they're going to rely on those seniors as it's senior night tonight.
Yeah, I saw Teddy Bunker, the junior linebacker from GB, walking off the field.
Okay.
Love to see that. Glad nobody's injured here. The Cards going to come back out on their first down of the night. Going to see what they can do now. You know, Himmeline got to lead the charge. This year he has made a massive step up from where he was at last year. Already more numbers. That's A.J. Hill up there. He's also a good rusher, you know.
Hey. One of 5 sophomores for the Cards. A.J. Hill got great starting time last year. Just good experience in the program. As Davison looks to reload, as they continue to reload since Jake Weingarts took over.
Looks like he's going to make a little bit of an audible at the line.
Under 5 to go in the first quarter. Himmeline fakes a give, lets it fly out wide, caught shy of the 35, and the Cards will flow it past the 35 and forward progress to the 37. So not sure if that was a design throw, a little RPO for Himmeline there to get rid of it, but he saw a good option. Got rid of it quickly and a nice gain.
Yeah, it did look like an RPO. He made the good read on that. First good pass of the night, get them about 7-8, and exactly what they wanted. So we'll see, you know, they're opening up that passing a little bit more instead of just pounding it on the ground. So hopefully they can keep it up and just keep getting more yards, not just relying on the rush.
The Cardinals almost have to mean business on this drive as they get closer to midfield, trailing 14-0. Himmeline gives it. Ball carried just shy of the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard, if that. And it'll be 3rd down and short coming up for Davison after Flowers didn't have much room to work with.
Yeah, Flowers rushing, has more yards than anybody else on the field. Has about 22 right now on 6 rushes. So they're definitely relying on him a lot more than their passing attack. You know, Himmeline only has 1 completed throw.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what they can do on 3rd and short now.
3rd and 2. Shy of the 40-yard line. It's where the Cards got to get. Himmeline fakes the give to Flowers, rolls out and dropped at the 40. His intended man of Jalen Edwards, the junior running back that slipped out of the backfield, and it slipped out of his fingers. 4th and short. And it's almost like the Cards have to try and punt it away to give their defense what would be their best starting spot tonight.
Yeah, you also got to remember that their punter, Sawyer Glennie, is also a backup quarterback. We have seen them run 1 trick play on a punt, so it's always an option. But right now, I guarantee they're just going to try to give their defense some breathing room instead of, you know, in their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, Grand Blanc has not had the ball possessed on 1st and 10 to open their drive anywhere shy of the opponent's 30 so far tonight. Glennie with a boot to the near hash marks. It'll bounce and roll inside the 20 and take a Cardinal roll to about the 16, 17-yard line where it finally stops. So a great flip of the field by Sawyer Glennie and the Cardinals special teams crew as Davison's defense with a bit of breathing room here on their first time, or I should say their 3rd time out on the field tonight's game.
Yeah, we'll see what, you know, the Cardinals can do now that they have a lot more space to work with. You can definitely tell they were a lot more stressed with having so little room behind them. Now they got plenty of room to work. Hopefully they can put up a big stop on GB here. You know, the first 2 drives they've scored, so gonna hope that that does not happen again.
Bobcats in control with just over 3 minutes to go before the end of the first quarter from Cardinal Stadium. It's Week 8 between Davison and Grand Blanc on this Friday, October 14th. Shambar with a man in motion as they stack up the line again. He rolls out to the right side, looks to get rid of it, and it's picked off. Right shy of the 25 and tackled at the 20. The Cardinals defense comes up with a big stop. and in the hands of the Davison defense to turn it over on downs.
Diaz Granada is big on that interception. His first year on varsity starting this year. He is hyped up. His first interception of the year. Definitely going to bring a lot more momentum to the Cardinals after that huge play. Going to start them deep in Bobcat territory here.
Can the game take a turn at that point? Davison offense, Chayton slugging, but now they've got a great starting spot.
Yeah, you know, we talked about how that if you throw that ball anywhere high, that secondary will take it away, and obviously we saw that there with a lot more space to work. They felt more comfortable and picked it off.
Himmeline will give it. Cards want to try and keep it on the ground. Flowers bowling to the 15 as he's forced out of bounds on the near sideline. Second down coming up. The first time for Davison past the 50 tonight. And it comes on a forced turnover from their defense, but you'll take it any way you can get, especially when you need the momentum that the Cards just got right there. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, 2nd and 5 from the Bobcats 15. Karstafen way out wide to the left. And it's Armstrong on the near sideline. Play clock to 10 as Himmeline takes the snap. He'll give it to Flowers, and he's met early up front. Bobcats have done a great job on the run as Carson Lynch, the junior, got in there and met Flowers, the senior, back right as soon as he got the ball. And another third down coming up.
Yeah, you don't see Flowers get taken down that easily, but right there, Lynch made a great play and just read the play perfectly, saw the handoff, just stuffed him right at the line, let him get no room.
Yeah.
Going to see what the Cards have to do, third and medium in their own territory now. A.J. Hill will start in the backfield for one of the first times tonight.
Jay Flowers, the third best back in terms of rushing yards in the SVL South. A.J. Hill, fourth. As Himmeline looks to throw. Goes to the end zone, and it's caught for a Cardinal touchdown. The sophomore A.J. Hill hauls it in the near corner, and the Cardinals on the scoreboard.
A.J. Hill, 7th TD of the year, his first receiving. So big play by Hill coming right out of the backfield. Perfectly done. Outran his corner and just toe tapped it right into the end zone. Perfectly thrown over the shoulder by Himmeline as well. So Cards are going to go up, go 6-14, their first touchdown of the game late in this first quarter.
Well, that's huge. And I want to touch on that throw from Himmeline as the extra point team is out there. Snap is a little high, kicks down, and it's up and good. 2:09 to go in the first quarter, and you mentioned the throw from Himmeline, man, to find Hill. A good way to haul it in, but what a drop into the bucket from the senior quarterback on senior night as Himmeline was able to put it right there and hit his man in stride.
Yeah, you know, that's Himmeline's first time ever breaking 20 TDs in a season, and that's it. 20 TDs, 5 interceptions, a great ratio. So Himmeline coming out tonight, showing what he can do in the passing game, working a lot better than those first 2 or 3 drives went.
What a turn after Davison punted. Graham Blanc on their first play, deep in their own end with a pick, and the Cards 3 plays later find the end zone for the first time tonight. So a 14-7 ball game as we're narrowing towards the end of the first quarter.
Going to see what this, see if this Cardinal defense can come back out and try to replicate what happened last time with the interception. Obviously going to be starting with a lot better field position on these last 2 drives. So we saw what they did last time. Definitely got to keep it up because this Bobcat attack is very strong and they will be on your throat the entire time.
Oh, yeah. I just felt like Davison had to get the ball out of their own end. And a great punt did that, and then the defense did that. Cards needing one more. It's Braylon Naves, the sophomore, that comes on out. And the Cards might get penalized for it. Play clock is at 0, yeah, and a delay of game. So a miscue on the kickoff will move the Cards back 5 to their own 35 from the 40.
Yeah, and we saw the ball fall off the tee there at the end. It's very windy, so you got to watch out for that on kicks. Right now, about a 10-15 mile an hour wind to the north.
And the ball just fell.
happening again. You know,
Called
after one more, they're going to have to hold it. So he's going to Titsworth, you know, also just broke the DHS soccer team's single season goal record with 27 the year. So great soccer player, great kicker on this Davison team as well.
Doing it both ways. The lefty with the boot to the near numbers, and it's caught, looking for a return. This is Justin Perry, the senior wideout, trying to bounce it to the far sideline as the Cards trying to knock the ball loose. And Graham Blanc with a big return on a kick that was a little shallow to about the 25. Returned all the way to about looked like past the 45, Chayton.
Yeah, this Bobcat special teams, their returners are really good, very fast. You know, we see Weber out there, only a junior, great return man so far every single time he's got the ball, except for once, brought it about 15 yards out, and that's really good, especially, you know, going to be starting at their 44-yard line, right about midfield.
So here's Owen Shimbara as you see the rundown of the standings in the SVL South. And it's Lapeer that has paced the conference since week 1. They haven't slipped up yet this season, but a tough task tonight as they host the Clarkston Wolves. Another notable team at the D1 level, especially in the district and in the region. So here comes Owen Shimbara. And they try to keep it on the ground on 1st and 10. Nothing going up front. 2nd down coming up. Shayton Shimbara coming into tonight's game. Similar numbers to Himmeline. 20 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions, as he had the best completion percentage amongst the SVL South quarterbacks. So an uncharismatic pick on that first play of the recent drive. Bobcats now themselves have to try and hit the reset button.
Yeah, definitely. You know, just saw Caden Baker there in the backfield, just slipped up a little bit. Cardinal defense got him on the ground, made sure he stayed there. Gonna see what Shimbara can do. Hand it off again, pass it, keep this defense on their toes.
2nd and 11 and a quick pitch and catch. And a cutback at the 45, now bouncing to the near sideline as JT Weber's been busy tonight. He keeps it moving again for the Bobcats. And another Graham Blanc first down as they crack midfield.
Yeah, Weber, a big player so far in this game. He had one spin move earlier that broke, got him off another 10 yards, and that cutback there got him another 15. So he knows how to move the ball when he's in the open field, and just making defenders miss, making Fortune miss there on that. Getting it up about 20-yard gain there, so good play by him.
Off of like what, like a 5-yard pass? And so all those yards go to Shimbara. So he enters tonight with just shy of 1,700 on the season. Gets rid of it and a big hit. Credit the catch from Caden Baker, but what a knock on the near sideline as Tion Armstrong came in and laid the boom.
Yeah, you know, known as a wide receiver, but his DB skills are also just as good. Lays him out after only a 2-yard pickup. Perfect hit, you know. Wish he would have jarred that ball loose, and I'm sure it was close, because that was a really hard hit. I felt that from up here.
Well, you ask your edge guys to apply the pressure and be as physical as they can. That's about as most as you can ask for. 2nd and 8, and the Bobcats will have to snap it one more time before the end of the first quarter, unless they want to go for a second snap after this. They're at the Cards 33. Shimbara rolling far side, gets rid of it, and caught again by Weber. Trying to stutter step, spin shy of the 25. He's got the first down. And that'll move the chains as the clock stops at 18 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Weber was wide open on that far side right there. See Tion coming off after that big hit, you know, on the sideline, talking to athletic trainer Kyle Hall, getting checked out. Hopefully he's good. It was a big hit, so giving him a little bit of time to breathe as we're going to take an end in this first quarter.
So the final seconds rolling off the clock. 14-7, Bobcats scoring touchdowns on their first 2 opening drives of the night. Davison with the interception, and they're able to find the end zone of the sophomore A.J. Hill, his first receiving touchdown of the season. And along with Chayton and I up top, we've got Jack Balasic down on the field with a sideline update as we get ready to start the second quarter. Jack, what do you got for us?
Since every school has their rival, and Davison is no exception, with Grand Blanc being ours. let's look at the statistics. Since 2016, Davison has lost once and won 4 times, with one of those games being in the playoffs. Now, if we total up all those points, Davison has won 190, or not won, has got 191 points compared to Grand Blanc's 83. Now, if we look bigger picture, since 1950, Davison has won 27 and Grand Blanc has won 34 games with 1 tie, to a total of 62 games played. To bet your money, I would sure hope that someone's going to be walking away with a dub. I'll send it back to the announcers, and I'll see you during halftime.
Let's flip the field as we are set to start the second quarter. Thank you, Jack. Talking about the series history between Grand Blanc and Davison. It goes back a long ways. Looks like for the first time tonight, we see a miscue from the Bobcats offense in the penalties department. And a false start will move Grand Blanc back 5 before the start of the second quarter. Chayton, we mentioned the 64th matchup all time. Before last year, what was a big win for Grand Blanc, the Bobcats hadn't topped the card since 2011. That was the final year of the Big 9. Grand Blanc went their separate ways when the Saginaw Valley was formed. The Bobcats rejoined the conference and are now heavy hitters in this league. Again, last year, 12-1. Their best season in what's been a long list of years of Bobcat football. 3 out to the left of Shimbara. He gets rid of it on a little screen slip. Look out! Carter Harriman coming in and drops him way in the backfield. 3rd and long upcoming.
Brand new, great linebacker. Just got an offer from CMU less than a week ago, and he's showing why he belongs at the D1 college level. Just a junior still, and obviously making big plays. He's been a starter since freshman year, and he shows why he deserves that. One of the best linebackers on this field.
Bobcats have tried that little screen slip a couple different ways tonight, a screen. And Harriman there from the box saw it the entire way.
Yeah, this time stopping it. Usually that screen gets a lot of big yards, but not this time.
So that was 1st and 15. Here's 2nd and long. Shimbara noticing trouble, rolling out, gets rid of it, tall and dropped.
Almost his 2nd pick on the night.
Oh.
So close. He's going to be beating himself up after that one, but still great defensive play. Brings up a 3rd and 15.
It is 3rd and long. Grand Blanc's got a solid kick game, but at the 30-yard line, they'll need some yardages here. Boy, with the high hand, that can be tough to see in, but you are right. That is one that you stare at your ceiling at night and go, oh, almost had it.
He got one on the night, so I'm sure he's still going to be happy, but definitely going to be beating himself after that.
2's better than 1 every time.
Exactly.
But he'll be happy with that first one.
Especially 2 in one night.
Oh, yeah. Here's 3rd and 15.
Cardinal crowd shaking the bleachers.
Shimbara looks to go over top tall to the far corner and incomplete. And in coverage, Logan Honeycutt was there. Zach Papadakis was running it down late, and it's a 4th down and 15 coming up.
Good coverage by that Davison secondary. 4th and 15. It looks like, as of right now, they're going to go for it, and this is a big play. They are in the Cardinal side, so it will not be a huge loss if they turn it over, but they're not going to choose to take the points.
Well, and just like, you're in weird territory. You can take an end zone shot here. You punt it, and you could hope that it rolls towards the goal line, but why not let your offense let one play fly and try and find either a penalty or try and find the end zone? Yeah,
and I'm sure they don't want to risk the punt getting a touchback, putting them right back out. So Shimbara has control on this drive.
Senior rolls out, looks backside, and it's intercepted! Picked at about the 25, and now a return. Armstrong breaking free, and he's going to go the distance. Tion Armstrong to the crib. Touchdown Cards on a pick 6.
His first interception of the year, then he makes it a big one, taking it over 70 yards back to the house. Big celebration by him. No receiver, but obviously a DB as well.
Read it perfect, was able to come up and intercept it, and that is danger territory for Grand Blanc with nobody home. Great blocking, and the speed of Armstrong, the listed receiver, as you mentioned, Chayton. took it all the way.
You also got to mention that, Tion had to read the quarterback perfectly on that. He saw it was going to his flat and just perfectly jumped in front of it, got the air, ran it straight back, had to cut by a couple, defenders, and he just brought it right back to the crib, as you said.
Snaps down, kicks up, and kicks good. We are tied with 10:42 to go in the first half. We said it, a lot of ball game to be played. It was not the start for Davison, but it's been the defense. 2 interceptions, and this the highlight of the night so far.
Yeah, you see Armstrong dodging the offensive carriers. Shambara couldn't catch up, and he just takes it happily into the end zone. He will take that play all day. See the confetti fly there. These student section very happy with that. Pink out night. Great way. Probably didn't see this coming into the game. Tied 14-14 early in the second quarter.
Practically untouched from Armstrong as he was able to cut it free. You mentioned the big cutbacks. Had some big blocking as well. And Davison leaning on that defense, again, able to come up with a stop. Bobcats went for it on 4th and 15. I think still you do that again, but that's just a tough result as they look to throw it on the far sideline, and a beautiful read.
Yeah, Tion coming into the night having 4 TDs, but, none of them on defense, but now he's got 5, including that big pick 6, huge take back, all tied up. Davison coming back into this game exactly how they needed to. They just got to keep their foot on the pedal and not let Shambara and his offense breathe, as they just did, the last 2 drives by them, both interceptions. So got to keep that up.
And it's response time again for Grand Blanc, as it was 14-0 Bobcats. Cards with a low burner. It's dropped at the 25, now picked up as the Cards flock to the ball, and finally swarmed shy of the 25. Amari Thomas was the senior there, and it bounced in and out of his arms and was able to get a few yards out of it after that. Here comes the Cards defense one more time.
Yeah, we'll probably be seeing a lot more of the squid kick straight down the middle after seeing what their their returners can do. And it was a great play by the defense getting to the ball as soon as he bobbled it, letting him not get over the 25-yard line. So defense in great position here. Gonna see what they can do. The last 2 times, they've been in their own territory. Pretty good results.
And so now it's Grand Blanc just past the 20 at the 22. We're all even at 14 with about a minute and a half gone in the second quarter. Bobcats have thrown 2 picks in their last 2 drives. And now Davison looked like one more time they were short again. There are 10 out there on the field. A late addition, as it was Diaz Granados they were trying to get into the ball game.
Yeah, Davison taking this timeout. Go talk about the key players for both of these squads. Obviously we've already seen some of Davison's. Tion Armstrong with the big pick 6, AJ Hill, Jay Flowers, Himmeline, all great players on their offense.
Yeah, with Davison, it's deep with the guys. I mean, you just mentioned it right there as we were talking about and looking at. The leaders in the SVL South in the rushing department. That's what the Cards wanted to do to start the game. They were forced to kind of open it up a little bit more. The interception helped deep in Grand Blanc's end. But it was A.J. Hill and Jay Flowers, a senior-sophomore tandem for the Cards running the football. But Karstarfin as well, along with Armstrong, who has a touchdown tonight, but it's come on the defensive side. A pick 6 that I'd like to call was maybe 80 yards, 75 yards, picked right around the 20, 25-yard line. And he was gone.
Indeed he was, straight to the house.
This will run on 1st and 10. A flag comes in from the far sideline as Shambara got rid of it. Let's see what the flag's all about.
Looks like could possibly be a horse collar. Definitely went a lot higher up than he wanted to on Baker there. So,
well, they got a hold on the Bobcats.
Okay.
So this will move Grand Blanc back 5. They had a false start on the recent drive that set up 1st and 15 before the big read from Carter Harriman that set up the tackle for loss, or right at the line of scrimmage. And so another negative start for Grand Blanc on their first drive after that. Not the direction Grand Blanc wants to go, as they are now feeling their own end zone, as Davison had it early in the situation.
Yeah, 1st and 20, big time. Last time we saw on the same side of the field, Davison defense against the game, they forced a fumble and recovered it right in the end zone. Already have one defensive touchdown on the night, so we'll see what they can do here. Shambara dumps it off to Boyd fast.
Look out. This is Boyd that gets hit hard. A flag comes in, and that's from the near sideline towards the end of the play. You saw the flag low and spiked by the feet as the tackle was stopped at about the 10.
Going to be a Bobcat down on the field as well.
Do they have another hold? No, that's a block in the back on the offense. A Bobcat is down as well at the 20-yard line, as this drive has not gone well for Grand Blanc in the first 2 plays.
Yeah, Weber, the man down on the field, would be terrible if he comes out of this game. One of GB's biggest players so far. And, after the Cardinals' great defensive play right there, going to really hope that they can keep it up. Weber, big weapon on this GB offense. It would suck for them to lose him this early in the game. And he's definitely created most of their yards tonight. So they're going to have to look to a different receiver if he's out. Getting stretched out right now in the field.
Looks like the officials are going to stop things here, so both teams can kind of capitalize on it and head to their own sidelines and slow things down here. So it's 14 evened up between Davison and Grand Blanc. Not far away. We've got a big matchup tonight between Lapeer and Clarkson that's going to tell the tale of maybe some playoff implications moving forward. A Lapeer loss, the Lightning would still be unbeaten in the conference, as would the Cards. But that's going to be where the division, or should be the SVL South, is going to be settled this next week.
Yeah, definitely going to be a huge matchup. It is a fight to see who walks out with the SVL South championship, and we see Davison also decline that penalty.
Okay.
Got more yards there on the stop, so they'll take that all day. Going to be right around 2nd and 20, 2nd and 21 maybe, so their defense has got to keep up as Weber is still on the ground. Not looking good for GB, still getting stretched out.
And so for the Cards, this is senior night. They flocked in the pink as well for breast cancer awareness. But it was all Grand Blanc out of the gate in a quick 14-0 start. That's been the tale of this game, was how it started versus how it's going. The Bobcats were quick up 2 scores. Then 2 interceptions leading to 2 touchdowns for Davison. And not even at halftime yet. We've had some great moments already in this ball game.
Yeah, talked about early in this game how this could be one of the best defenses in the state by the Cardinals. First 2 drives didn't show it. They let GB get some easy rushing yards. Definitely one of their weak points of this year is on the ground, but showing out in the last 2 drives by GB, making sure that their presence is known and getting their heads right back into this game. Slow start, but I think they'll take a strong finish over a slow start all day.
Here's 2nd and 20. Shambara wants to get rid of it. Now rolling out far side, stepping up, lets it fly, tipped and picked! The 3rd of the night by the Cardinal defense. Fortune rolling to the near sideline and out of bounds inside the Grand Blanc 10.
Fortune's 2nd interception of the year. First one week 1 at Clarkson. Now just gets the tip ball, just a tip drill, easy for him. He takes it. The last 3 drives by GB are 3 interceptions. How do you think, Blaze is feeling on the sideline for Cardinals?
Oh, and that one's the nightmare of a pass, a little tall, it's tipped, and then it was all Bryce Fortune after that.
Yeah, this offense has got to be thanking their defense right now. Big so far.
Well, it's been on both ends as the Cards have a chance to take what would be their first lead of the night. 2 receivers near side as Himmeline gives it. This is A.J. Hill inside the 10, shy of the 5. He's dragged down to about the 7.
Yeah, got a little bit of a score update from Lapeer. Going to be 20-6 right now with the Wolves on top.
Whoa. Wow, that's big.
Yeah, Cardinals only beat them by 7 the first week of the season, and Lapeer down now by 2 scores. Gonna have to come back, in their own territory. A tough game for them.
Lapeer last week it was Grand Ledge, I think 28 all in the final quarter, and then I think it was the Lightning back-to-back touchdowns to close out that ball game and win it by 14. So anything can happen at that stadium. Himmeline rolling out to the right side, gets rid of it, and sheds a tackle into the end zone. Jay Flowers with a touchdown. Cardinals on top.
Big touchdown from the senior Flowers, coming into this game, making sure he is known as one of the best SBL rushers, and obviously even a good pass catcher there. See him line up in the slot all the time there from the backfield, and he takes it. Got to give credit on Himmeline, who's pressured fast, but he got that ball away into Flowers' hands exactly how he wanted. Flowers shed the block, took it right into the end zone.
That's Jay Flowers, just tough to bring down. You have to get to him on the first contact. Didn't even see the defender, but was able to get rid of it quickly. Well, the defender should be as this snaps a good one, kicks a good one. Up and through, and the Cards on top with just over 9 minutes to go before halftime. As we'll take another glance at Breland Himmeline's second passing touchdown of the night and the first for Jay Flowers, both seniors.
Flowers just shed one block, super fast and easy, just breaks his way into the end zone. No one touched him after that. Great score. 2 passing touchdowns from Himmeline, 1 rushing by A.J. Hill. Both of the running backs, got a touchdown so far. So they are loving how this game has gone, Down 14-0 early in the first quarter. You haven't seen them stop yet. After that, they're like, we got to get into gear, and they certainly have.
And it's been the Davison defense as well. 3 consecutive interceptions for the Cards after they gave up the 2 quick scores to start the ball game. Davison coming into tonight in the SBL South with the fewest yards allotted to opposing teams this season. Everybody else in the 2,000 neighborhood. Davison with 1,700 yards given up through 7 games this season.
Himmeline, number 4 in the South as a quarterback, and tonight he's looking like he's number 1 against Shembara, one of his close rivals, and they are showing out tonight. Exactly what they want to do on senior night as Titsworth kicks this one away. It's not a squib this time.
It was a tall kick, fielded inside the 10 at the 5, and a return on now by Jalen Johnson up the far sideline. Dragged down shy of the 30, and a nice return, but with a flag all the way back at the 10.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson, GVSU commit, so you can see that he's a good returner. He took that in their own 5-yard line, made 25, 30-yard play out of it, but this flag looks like it's going to take them back. Not how they wanted it at all, especially deep in their own territory, so they're going to be within their own 10-yard line to start out this drive.
A penalty on 1st and 10 2 drives ago for Grand Blanc. They had the 2 penalties in the recent drive, and now a penalty on the return on this drive. You mentioned Grand Valley. There's a couple Cards over there at in Allendale. Is that right?
That is true. Grand Valley, leading rusher for the team, Tariq Reed, and new transfer Harry Unger was on the state championship team. He's redshirted and injured right now, but next year I'm sure he's going to be a weapon for the Lakers.
We got a story coming out of that department, is that right?
Indeed we do. Tomorrow we will be heading to that game. Take a look. Jack Velocic will have more on that later, but
love that.
Definitely going to be a good one. Number 1 Fair State versus number 2 GVSU tomorrow. Be sure to look out for that.
That's up in Big Rapids. Another flag. Bobcats starting early.
This Grand Blanc offense has not been good.
They've been killers. The penalties just drive busters.
Yeah, going to push them back to about the 3.5-yard line.
Man.
So not what they want at all. Every single drive they've had 1 penalty to open it up on their offense, and we've seen where that's led them so far with 3 defensive turnovers. So in his end zone now, Cardinals got to get pressure fast, try to get the safety. Looks for the hard count, doesn't work. Another thing to talk about is this Davison defense is very disciplined. Have not seen them jump at 1 hard count at all this year.
Under 9 minutes before halftime. 1st and 15. Shembar will fake the give, gets rid of it, caught shy of the 5 and spun down maybe a yard past the initial line of scrimmage. Give the Bobcats maybe 2 there at 2nd and long.
Great play by that defense. Reading the pass, wasn't a handoff. They originally run committed, but got out to that flat quick, spun him down. He may have gotten in front of him, but he pulled him back, made sure he did not get any more yards than absolutely necessary, as the Bobcats have their own 2nd down now.
8:25 as the Cards have rattled off 21 straight points. holding their first lead of the ball game since trailing 14-0. High snap. Shimbaro gets rid of it, low and caught. And now to the 20 on a big gain. Boy, somehow that was ranged in on a low throw. Justin Perry was able to drop down and come up with the reception and move the chains, and that's a big first down for Grand Blanc.
Yeah, senior Perry, as you just said, great awareness by him, dropping low to catch that pass, taking it upfield. Honestly, that was 100% on him there, all the yards there after the catch. Great by him. Got a very well-needed first down for this Bobcat offense.
Justin Perry, the senior wideout for Grand Blanc, that Caleb Forrest says he's been a leader. He's battled with injuries so far. A big first down. Shimbaro will pass it on the near sideline and shy of the 20 as they get to Jalen Johnson, a fellow senior wideout this time quickly. And a loss on 1st and 10 makes it 2nd and long.
Seen Diaz Granados a lot so far in this game. Getting to the backfield very fast, getting his ankle, allowing Fortune to wrap up and bring him down behind the line. Good to see what Shimbaro can do with his offense. 2nd down. Last time, big gain by the receiver. So see what happens this time. Haven't been running the ball a lot lately, so a lot of a passing attack in the 2nd quarter as he dropped back.
Shimbaro rolling out, gets rid of it, and it's caught behind the line of scrimmage, and then a nice run upfield by Caden Baker, the senior back. Oh, hands on the near sideline. As that's Boyd, Yaya DeCooley getting locked up a little bit. Still 3rd down coming up, no flags on the play. Oh, there are flags right around the 20. I think 2 on the field. Flags have kind of taken over here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, a lot of penalties all on this GB offense so far, but we're gonna see where this one ends up going. Gonna wave that flag off. But, you know, as you mentioned, Tay Boyd, a little bit handsy on the sideline. He's known to be a basketball player. SVL Player of the Year last year for the Bobcats on their state championship runner-up team. So he's also a threat here on the football field.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's no introductory needed between these two teams the last couple of years. A lot of meetings between GB and Davison, and a couple of postseason matchups as well. It's 3rd and 12, just over 7 minutes to go before halftime. Shimbaro rolling out, good pocket, steps out of it, hit from behind and dragged down. Just past the 20, the Cards get to him, and it's 4th down coming up.
Number 95, Big M Marlowe, with the big breakthrough of the offensive line, getting around and getting that TFL. Going to be a big 4th down for this Bobcats team. Going to have to punt the ball away.
And so the Cards will have it now with Williams back deep. He's going to give Grand Blanc midfield and go back and give some ground just shy of Davison's own 40. And a late man on for Grand Blanc now. Play clock to 10.
Williams, 1 return, 19 yards.
Bobcats fake it. A near give, past the 25, past the 30, and Green in front. 1st down as Grand Blanc with Joe Nemechek, the senior defensive back that took the direct snap and had blockers in front of him, and a 1st down for Grand Blanc. Wow.
Yeah, we saw early in the year when they played Traverse City, they did a couple of fake punts, and they got them every single time until the 4th quarter, and we see another fake punt there. Gives GB a big 1st down, gets them to their own 48-yard line. They'll take that fake punt all day.
Well, Grand Blanc, it's a big 1st down to get them close to midfield, but a lot of close throws, and they've relied on their guys out wide to catch and run as their offensive rhythm so far in tonight's game. 5:45 as we're coming up on in the 2nd quarter. And now whistles coming from the far sideline. Grand Blanc wants to take time out here with 5:45 on the nose to go. Cards in front by 7. It's 21-14 Davison.
Yeah, we see Shimbaro, you know, looking at him as a passer, 7 for 13 with 66 yards, but 3 interceptions, which is definitely killing the Bobcats. And it's not something they like to see at all. You know, last interception, a little bit of a tip drill, and the 2 early picks. He's got to cut down on that. You know, not characteristic at all for him. Right. Only having, I believe, 4 or 5 coming into this game.
Yeah, and it was a huge start for Grand Blanc. They forced Davison in some predictable spots deep in their own end, long 3rd downs. Card's 2nd drive of the night, they had it within the 5. And so Bobcats able to capitalize on starting position with both drives inside Davison's 30. They found the end zone in both, but since then the Cards have gotten their feet under them. Of course, 3 interceptions consecutively help, one of them a pick 6, and here we are. 1st and 10, Grand Blanc at the 48. After the Bobcats timeout, they come out with 3 receivers out to the near side. And a man right behind Shambara. He'll flip it off. Boyd with it. Behind the 40. Clark trying to run him down. Can't trip him up. Past the 50 and forced into his own sideline. Just flipped it to Tay Boyd and let the senior run. Not a first down, but a good chunk on first down.
Yeah, you know, Clark, the defensive end, not known for his speed. Boyd, the basketball player, he does have speed. So he got right around the edge, took it outside, got it up the sideline about 4 yards. Clark could not catch up, but, you know, Davison's holding a bend, don't break defense right now, and they're bending quite a bit this drive, so they got to make sure that they keep on that and get to him a little bit faster to get that tackle next time.
Grand Blanc, a fake punt on 4th and 10 to get him here, and a big hit just past the line of scrimmage. Guess who? Carter Harriman able to come in and get a big hit on Caden Baker. It's 3rd down.
Harriman making great plays this entire year. You know, even not last week, 2 weeks ago against Walled Lake Western on the Minnesota quarterback, breaking up a lot of his passes. You know, linebacker dropping into coverage, he's also dangerous just as much as he is in the run game. So got to keep an eye out for him tonight.
Cards load up the line on 3rd and 7. Shambara rolling out. Pressure, gets rid of it. Boyd with the catch, shy of the 45 and tackled short. That'll be 4th down coming up for the Bobcats with under 5 minutes to go and the clock will run.
Yeah, nothing could have happened in that play without Dosh, you know, getting into the backfield super fast, making Shambara go about 10, 15 yards behind where he wanted to be. This GB punt team's going to come out again. This time we'll see if they actually do it.
Yeah.
Cards definitely going to be cautious of the trick play now. Not expecting 2 in a row, but not impossible. They got it the first time. We'll see what they can do now.
We will see with Grand Blanc right at midfield. They trail it by 7. But an opportunity to try and kick it deep and tuck Davison within their own end.
Yeah, Cardinals have no one back to return just in case. So this punt, well, it's going to be good field position for them no matter what. So he drops back. Honeycutt there.
That is Honeycutt that goes deep, and it's tipped by a Bobcat at the 16. That's where the Cards will have it. 1st down and 10. 3:59 to go in the first half. A fake on 4th and 10, get the Bobcats to midfield, but Davison does get the stop. And that's now 4 consecutive drives without points for Grand Blanc.
Yeah, their offense super fast and quick earlier in this game, but you know, 2 out of 6 drives, not good for this offense. You know, the first 2 were great. They went the exact way that they wanted, but this Davison defense has taken a step up in the last 4 drives, causing 3 interceptions and now a punt. But this offense is going to have to put in some work deep into their own territory. Got to make sure that Himmeline can get it out. Flowers as well. He's got weapons, so he just got to know how to use them.
This is one of the deeper starts for the Cards offensively in a while. At their own 16, 1st and 10. Himmeline with the snap, he'll give it. Flowers following, Blackers into the secondary. To midfield, the senior with a burst of speed. Can they catch him? Jay Flowers fighting for the corner, and he's in. No flags. An 84-yard run for the senior, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And another Cardinals touchdown.
Huge run just by Flowers there. You know, brings up to 13 TDs on the season as a rusher. Super deep into his own territory. An 84-yard run for Flowers. 1 play. Absolutely ridiculous. You know he's got to be thinking his lineman there on the blocks. Broke through that 2nd level exactly how he wanted to. This senior is showing out tonight.
That's going to add to the yards per carry. 84 on 1 rush. Kicks up and good. 28 consecutive points for the Cards after trailing 14-0. They're on top by 2 scores. 1 play like that, and there's 3:46 to go before halftime. Take another look. I thought here maybe they'd catch him, but what a 2nd gust of wind from Jay Flowers.
Yeah, Bale was right there on his back, but Flowers just turned on the turbo, and he zoomed into that. You saw the defenders trip over each other into the pylon there, but Karstafen there with his teammate with that great touchdown. 9 for 110 yards on the day for Flowers.
That plays 2 touchdowns. Cards started the wheels slow, but it was the defense to give them some stops, points even. And then now Davison figuring it out on the offensive side. Great blocking up front. And that's what makes Jay Flowers so tough to try and guard, is if he can get to that box. Graham Blanc had pressure up front. He's gone.
Yeah, Flowers, such a weapon as a receiver and running back. See him today in the running game. Great tonight so far. Just keeping on the pedal. His intensity is definitely what draws this team together. Talk to any of the team, they will all say Flowers is a true born leader, and he's showing it out there.
Titsworth with the boot, and another deep one as it's right on the goal line. Return on for Johnson as he's hit hard. Harriman comes in and delivers the final blow shy of the 10, and the Cards kick team gets down the field.
Yeah, this Davison defense loves to call themselves linebacker U. You know, Chuck Armstead and Carter Harriman out there super fast, stopping Johnson right about the 10-yard line. Great play getting by. Good kick by Titsworth. Hold them deep.
Yep.
And just the defense breaking through all the blockers, getting there super fast. This GB offense has got to start again deep into their own territory.
Well, these are the linebackers that looked up to the guys like Logan Pasco, Jay Nivison,
Gabe Smith as well.
Smith last year. Can't forget Caleb Smith was deeper on that defense. Shambara will pass, and it's caught past the 10. Couple Cards missed tackles, and still the receiver Daniel Steele on his feet dragged down. Apologies, that's Justin Perry that had the catch and was able to fight, and boy, he had to fight for a first down.
Yeah, you know, broke 2 tackles first and almost broke that third one right on his ankle. Good job for him getting through. Great time.
Happy to have the Bobcats paw print back on the helmet. That's a nice look. I love that.
Yeah, you know, seen them this year with a lot, just a simple black and white jerseys. They're clean, but that paw print,
clean.
Their the paw print looks really good on those helmets.
Just over 3 minutes before halftime. Shambara looking for the double move. He sails it for Boyd, and incomplete, no flags.
Yeah, Boyd not happy about that. He was looking to the ref, trying to get a pass interference on Honeycutt, but, excuse me, not Honeycutt.
Well, it looked like, too, the Cards were trying to go over top, and the near side coaching staff was furious with the guys over deep on a ball like that. They were there for it. Credit Davison was a lot of short throws for Graham Blanc, trying to set up that. The double move and a pump fake from Shambara. Cards were there for it.
Didn't work out in his favor this time. Good job by that secondary staying on their man. Not even watching the ball there, just watching the receiver's eyes, and they knew when to jump on it.
Shambara, again, he gets rid of it quick, and it's caught. Contact quick, shy of the 25, and a big hit. They were looking for JT Weber again. That'll be a third down coming up. That is Harriman.
Yeah, going to be 3rd and 8. This defense has been showing that there's a reason that they allow the least amount of yards in the league. So doing great tonight. Harriman, big part of that. Stopping them, getting through that offensive line for a lot of TFLs. I think he already has 3 or 4 on the night.
Well, and he's been in this regular rotation since the 9th grade. His freshman year, he's been rotating at the varsity level, and now here he is 2 years later. Shambara on 3rd and 8. Pressure, stepping up, now stepping back out of a tackle, looking for options. Cards trying to get there, and he'll sail it into the near sideline, and incomplete. So here comes a 4th down. Great coverage by Davison on what could have been a couple of routes expiring, maybe some new ones open. The Cards covered their guys and forced the 4th down.
Yeah, that play was definitely close. That defense was looking for intentional grounding, but they say that he was out of the pocket enough and there was a receiver in the area. So just going to be 4th and 9 now. Their punt team coming back out.
2:14 in the second quarter. Cards up 28-14. And again, it's Williams deep.
Yep, this time putting Williams back there. Last time he was up as a defender. This boot by GB.
Little tall, and Williams tipped it after looking like he wanted to let it bounce. He got rid of it, and fortunately nothing coming of it. Was able to get rid of it and spot it just shy of the 40-yard line. So the Cards force a 4th down. They get the ball back and some time to work with before halftime.
Yup, 2-minute drill here by Hemmeline. He's got to control the field because he's in charge right now. 2:05 left in this first half, and Weingarts is going to leave his trust up to the quarterback. And you know, this season so far, been a good idea. So we'll see what this Cardinal offense can pull out, needing 55 yards to get to the end zone in 2 minutes.
Well, they got 84 in 20 seconds on one play last drive. This drive, anything like that, they'll have a lot of time to work with. Here's 1st and 10.
Hill back there, seen Flowers a lot tonight, giving him a little bit of a break.
And in motion for Hemmeline is Armstrong. Set a pick 6 tonight. Hemmeline rolling near sideline. Pressure in the pocket. The senior trying to step out of it, and he keeps it to about the 45, and a late tackle. Got to be late.
No flag on the play. Don't think the ref saw it enough.
That's got to be late.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, out of bounds, but then the tackle and the haul down. But they don't call anything, so it's going to be a 2nd down coming up for the Cards.
Yeah, Davison's got to keep their composure when that happens, because this GB team, it is very chippy, as it's going to be an official timeout.
And so now both teams go to their sidelines, and the man down is Pierre Dukes. He was the junior defensive end that was there and didn't look like he was trying to, but just as the play was over, he kind of reached out and held on to Hemmeline and went down with them. So both teams now on their sidelines.
You can see those refs are actually debating if they want to throw a flag. They're talking to each other after hearing Weingarts definitely screaming at them. So still not going to be a flag. Definitely a later hit, but still clean in the eyes of the refs. So nobody likes that, especially on their quarterback. So Davison was definitely getting a little bit chippy there. Got to keep their composure. It's a big game for them, as we see number 44, Dukes, walking off the field under his own power. A lot of injuries for GB here tonight. Their guys getting banged up on this turf.
So the stoppage on the play as the officials and the white hats still talking on the near sideline. It's going to be 2nd and 10 Cards with 1:57 in the 2nd quarter. We've got senior night from Cardinal Stadium tonight, so before the kick it was the Cardinals football players, dance, pom, and marching band getting the recognition down on the field. And it's been a good one so far through 2 quarters, almost 2 quarters. Credit the Cardinal fans that have come out tonight. Normally 2nd week of October, we're layering up, and it's a little cold tonight, but we've had it well the first couple weeks. Heavy home schedule early here at Cardinal Country, and it was nice in the early stages of the season. But now starting to feel the later months of the year.
Yeah, you know, you just came back from Texas. Definitely a little bit of a cool down from up there or down there. So probably not what you're used to, but this is high school football. As soon as you get into October, it gets chilly.
Missed it. Certainly missed this. I'll take this over. It was 100 plus. So we're happy with this. It's Grand Blanc's defense back out on the field. Cards still huddled up. And making sure, I think an official might have actually been a little rattled up there. So that's Kyle Hall out there making sure our near sideline official is okay. I think that's what the stoppage was. So he's good and we're good. And we're ready to go on. They do give Davison 2 yards on the Hemmeline keeper, 2nd and 8. So here we go.
Cards breaking their huddle. Hemmeline gonna be looking to see what he can do. 53 yards, 1:57 left. He's gonna have to pull, you know, rabbit out of the hat for this.
We'll see. They've got the deep threats, without a doubt. But in front by 14. 1:57 as Hemmeline takes a snap. He'll give it. A.J. Hill brought down from behind on a short carry. Carson Lynch, the junior end, was in there. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, we see, looking at Hemmeline's stat this game, 3 for 5 for 31 yards. Not very like him. He is a big passer. He averages about 220 yards per game. And in this first half, only with just over 30. He does have the 2 touchdowns, though. So I'm sure he'll take that as they put in an extra blocker at a fullback. Could be number 23, Joseph Smith, linebacker and fullback.
Cards getting some size up front. 2 out to the right on 3rd down and 7 with a $1:10 in the second quarter. Himmeline takes a snap. He'll give it again. Nope, he'll pull it. Wants to throw. Goes over top. A deep throw and incomplete. No flags as Karstafen was trying to fight for the football, and that'll bring up 4th down.
It looked like that Grand Blanc defender was on him 10 yards before the ball even got there. Karstafen is not happy about that. He was draped all over him. He still almost made the catch, so you still got to give him credit for keeping his eyes up on the play. But now it's going to be a Cardinal 4th down and a punt.
I think the worst thing about that is the clock stops. Now it's right at a minute. Grand Blanc wanted to save their lone timeout remaining on the 3rd down after getting the stop on the run. And the Cardinals' incompletion does GB a favor, and it stops the clock at a minute. Bobcats, as we mentioned, 1 timeout left, to the Cards 1 as well. It's 4th and 7. Glennie to punt. And it's off and away to the 20. It takes a high bounce. And back and spotted right at the 15. Bobcats will have it with 52 seconds left before the end of the first half. And the Cardinal defense trying to see if they can keep a 2-score lead into the locker room.
Yeah, looking back at that last play, you know, you got to wonder what Weingarts is thinking right now. He thought the defender was draped all over him, but somehow GB keeping it clean, and their defense on that last drive went very well for them. Haven't seen that much this game, but making a good stop on that one. Keeping the Cards, forcing them to punt. 51 seconds now in this game.
Davison went through a stretch in this first half with 3 interceptions from their defense. They all led to touchdowns. And then on one play, Jay Flowers, 84 yards. It's the first time they've been stopped since. Here's 1st and 10, a nice run for the Bobcats from Caden Baker as he fights for the 30. He's got a 1st down. That'll stop the clocks at 46 seconds for the chains to set. Grand Blanc would love to find the end zone here as they keep it on the ground right there. 1st and 10. Cards likely opening up the defense, anticipating a pass as the clock now moving.
Shambar's got to air this one out as he's looking to do here, dropping back. Pressure
Rolling
on him
out,
fast.
Gets rid of it. Tall and incomplete. A fight for the football, and it looked like Karstafen was there, or was Honeycutt that was there, and it bounced out of his hands. Jalen Johnson turning into a defensive back to fight it free.
Yeah, Honeycutt very close to that one. Got in front of the receiver, jumped up for it, but Grand Blanc receiver just batted that one down. Rather take that than an interception. So Shambar's got to do what he can best in 31 seconds. You know, definitely looking to at least get within field goal range to put 3 up on the board.
2nd and 10. He'll give it on the ground. Cards with a missed tackle. And past the 30, and that's it. Flag comes in late on the tackle. And a quick sign of a block in the back. So the clock stops at 25 seconds. Let's see if Davison wants to move Grand Blanc back or elect for 3rd and 10. So the ball going to be moved back here with the clock stopped at 25 seconds. Right at the 20 for Grand Blanc. And now Davison can kind of soften up the secondary a little bit.
The Cards do elect to move them back instead of declining it. It's going to be a 2nd and right about 20 for this Bobcat team as the clock just winds.
Grand Blanc could take this into the locker room. They don't have to try and fight for 80 yards in 10 seconds.
It looks
and they
like
might not.
Looks like that's what they're going to do. Let the clock run. Coming off the field, going into halftime.
Final seconds tick away, and the Cards with 28 consecutive points after trailing by 2 scores. Davison gets 3 interceptions and 4 straight touchdowns, and they take a 28-14 lead into the locker room over Grand Blanc. We've got halftime from Cardinal Stadium. And we'll break down the first half action, but for now we'll send it down to Jack Balasic at the end of the second quarter. Jack?
As you can see behind me, the stands are packed with pink. Our very own athletic director, Mr. Beamer, is leading the charge. If you'd like to donate to the Cancer Humane Society, you can go to our website, news.org. Scroll to the bottom at the pink out article and click on the link to go to his website. I'll send it to halftime.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field your Davison varsity dance team.
Friday nights don't play no more, but that's still my team. And back behind those bleachers, there's a spot where I kiss the homecoming queen. Spent most of my years in these 10 square miles. It's seen all of my tears, it's seen all of my smiles. I always said I wanted to leave. Now it's the only place I want to be. This is my town, this is my town. There ain't an inch of road I ain't been down. This is my town, this is my town. Long as I'm living, I'll be hanging round. It's the middle of nowhere, but I call it home there. I ain't afraid to say it loud and proud. This is my town, this is my town. It's where I was raised at the end of my days. It's where they lay me down. This is my town, this is my town. There ain't an inch of road I ain't been down. This is my town, this is my town. Long as I'm living, I'll be hanging round. It's the middle of nowhere, but I call it home there. I ain't afraid to say it loud and proud. This is my town, this is my town. Oh, this is my town.
Give it up to the Davison varsity dance team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Davison Cardinal Marching Band. Drum majors for the marching band are Dylan Epperson, Scarlett Verberg, and Isabella Hinckley. Seasonal support staff includes Savannah Kent, Alicia Smith, Charlie Church, and Russell Matthews. Tonight's soloists are Dustin White and Declan Cederlin. Directors of the Cardinal Marching Band are Mr. Brad Davis and Mr. James Schuster. We hope you enjoy tonight's performance as the marching band performs some music from the Gary P. Gilroy show titled Pirates. Drum majors, is your band ready? Then it is my pleasure to present the 2022 Davison Cardinal Marching Band. to Davison Cardinal Marching Band. One more time for our seniors. Davison alumni, get on your feet. Mr. Schuster, on behalf of all our current marching band seniors, they would like to thank you from the bottom of their hearts for bringing the best director we could ask for. The past seasons have been a roller coaster, but in the best way possible. You have shaped this band to do something amazing, and we are all honored to share both of our last seasons together. The hard work and dedication you have poured into this band will live on for years. From the entire marching band class of 2022-23, we thank you for pushing us and shaping us into who we are and what we are today. Again, Mr. Schuster, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to direct your attention to the track in front of the home stands. It is with great pride tonight that we get to recognize our 2022 Wrestling Team Division I state champions. These young men helped in beating Detroit Catholic Central to become back-to-back D1 state champs, adding to the Davison Wrestling Program state champion history with their 10th team championship. The wrestling program also sent 13 wrestlers to the individual state championship, with 4 wrestlers bringing home an individual state championship, and young 11 men being crowned all-state wrestlers. Here with us tonight, nice round of applause as they walk in front of the grandstand. Tyler Gist, Bryce Simmons, Brian Wooded, Dominic Perez, Alex Holmes, Justin Gates, Kyle Jelenic, Caden Holworth, Brendan Navy, Cameron Freeman, Evan Harriman, Owen Payne, Max Callahan, Kyle White, Josh Carr, Bernie Kopp, Bryce Simmons, Jimmy Colley III, Zane Richardson, Isaac Norton, Jaden Claw, Ryan Shakes, Charlie Armstead, Luke Spong, Caden Nicholson, Hunter Dunaway, Dale Kaczynski, Dominic Such, Carter Durham, Brett Stefanko, and Luke Stefanko. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a nice big round of applause for your 2022 Wrestling Team Division I state champions, your Davison Cardinals.
You know what spreads faster than your virus? It's fear. And when it comes to fear, you can either forget everything and run, or you can face everything and rise. And to tell you what I believe in my face.
Before the start of the second half,
all on top of Graham Blanc. Chris Jarrett, Chayton Harris, and Jack Balasik down on the sidelines on DTV tonight. Chayton, let's talk about the first half. It was a slower start for Davison. They gave up quick 14 points unanswered, but they bounced back in a big way, and it was the defense that they were able to lean on.
That is certainly true. You know, defense getting 3 picks back to back to back. Definitely the only reason they're in this game right now. Like you said, they let up 14 early, but now they have had 4 touchdowns themselves straight without, a GB score at all. That defense is definitely the anchor of the team tonight, and if they slow down, the Bobcats are going to take over. That defense is probably the only reason that this game is as close as it is. And, you know, they say it all the time, defense wins championships, and right now this is looking like a defense that could win a championship.
On senior night, there have been a lot of seniors to step up. This game has playoff implications on the line. For Grand Blanc, they have to win one of two last remaining games to feel comfortable about getting in the postseason. And there's a game happening a little bit east of Davison in Lapeer, and boy, what a score we have between Clarkson and the Lightning of Lapeer.
Yeah, you know, big game, I believe 41-6.
41-6, I think, right now. Clarkson on top.
Yeah, that is not a score we were, you know, expecting. Cardinals came in at the Big House and beat them by 7, but now the Lightning are losing by 4 touchdowns, which is very drastic. Not something they want to see at all. So, you know, this game, it's going to bring down their record, and if the Cardinals keep dominating and win tonight, they're going to be even after this game.
They will be.
And as you mentioned, you know, Grand Blanc does have big playoff implications with this. Tonight, if they lose, they have to go back to their home and face Romeo, which is a big team, always good. So definitely, this is the game that they're going to want to try to win over Romeo, because Romeo is very strong, very fast. But, you know, the Cardinals are showing that you know, missed playoffs last year, it was a fluke. It was a one-year wonder. Now they're coming back. They're showing what they truly are, how they can be a powerhouse of the state. You know, ranked number 11 from D-Zone coming into this game against number 40 from Grand Blanc. And, you know, in the first quarter, they were not looking like number 11. They were looking like number 100. But, you know, right now they're doing pretty good as Titsworth squibs that one.
Little low bouncer and scooped up. Nice return past the 40. Ethan Bales was able to get in there. And so Davison does kick off. Grand Blanc will have it 1st and 10. We start the 3rd quarter, and here comes the Bobcat offense. 14 quick points for Grand Blanc on their first 2 drives to start the game, but nothing since.
Yeah, you know, we were mentioning how it's a little bit chilly. Temp has been dropping. Currently 43 degrees. We were lucky enough, you know, hot chocolate at halftime definitely helps.
Thank you, sir, by the way. That was huge.
Hot chocolate definitely raises our spirits a little bit.
Might be the difference tonight.
Exactly.
So 1st and 10, Cards on defense to start. Bobcats in white on offense. And Owen Shimbara with it. How can the second half be different for Grand Blanc? It's on the senior, and he takes the high snap, gives it off on 1st down. Nice cutback and a solid gain to about the 45. Caden Baker, the senior running back, dove it up the gut for a solid gain.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it is on Shimbara right now, and so far in the game, passing-wise, he's 13 for 22, 96 yards, but 3 picks, which is absolutely ridiculous for him. You know, coming into this game, that's not something we saw. He only had 5, and now he's at 8 with 0 touchdowns still in this game. So he's got to improve. He's got to get over this hump. You know, his morale is a little bit down right now, I'm sure, but I'm sure that he's going to try to get it back into his groove.
Bobcats with it on 2nd and 5, and a pitch to Tay Boyd, and he's wrapped up at the 40 and behind the initial line of scrimmage. About a loss of 7, and the Cards forcing a long 3rd down.
Yep, Chuck Armstead on that one right there. You know, he's wearing Gabe Smith's old number. I talked to him earlier this season. He's like, he wants to continue what Smith did, and right now he's looking like he is.
Love that.
His first year on varsity starting, so.
You wouldn't know it, a tackle like that. On the first drive for Grand Blanc of the 3rd quarter, they've got a 3rd and 10 at their own 40, right around midfield. They load up the line of scrimmage. Shimbara takes the snap. Flag flies, and the play rolls on. He gets rid of it, and caught and dropped right at midfield. Knocked incomplete, but let's see how the play hinges with a couple penalty flags down on the field at the 40-yard line. It was an incompletion on 3rd and 10. Catch would have been shy of the 49 in Davison territory, which is where Grand Blanc needed to get the ball.
Yeah, you saw Tion get there. You know, he was about to catch it, but he broke up that pass how he wanted to. Lucky that he didn't catch it. Would have gotten him close to a 1st down, but now it looks like that there will be flags on the Bobcats offense.
Looks like asking Davison what they want to do, so I'm assuming Cards will decline whatever penalties down on the field. And it'll be 4th down.
Yep, would have been a holding call, but they're going to decline.
Looked like an illegal motion, maybe. Oh, and a hold. Wow, 2 penalties on Grand Blanc. Cards decline, and it's 4th and 10.
Yep, they'd rather take that 4th down than 3rd and long, just in case, you know. Bobcats could be forced to punt for the 3rd, 4th straight time. Not looking good for them right now. saw a fake the first time, but right now there's...
And now another penalty.
The Bobcats very heavy on penalties this game. Not good for them, but they got to keep that down. Bobcats before that one had 4 penalties for 35 yards. And that one's going to push them back another 10 on the false start.
Man, so yeah, another penalty. That's a false start, the second of the drive. Well, I guess the last recent play that the Cards declined had 2 different penalties on, so you could count it the 3rd flag flown of different penalties assessed against Grand Blanc. Nonetheless, it's 4th and 15. Bobcats want to boot it away again. A towering punt, just breaking midfield. And the Bobcats spot it after it took a tall spike. That's the tight end Connor Burgess that got down the field. 1st and 10 Cards after the defense forces the stop. They'll have it right close to the 50. It's a Davison defense that was able to cash in 28 consecutive. And the punt towards the end of the first half was the first time that the Cardinals had gotten stopped.
Yeah, this offense has got to go out there, do what they've been doing the last couple drives. The last drive they had, it was a punt, but before that, they scored 4 straight, and they got to go back to what they've been doing earlier in the game. We see Himmeline, astounding numbers compared to last year. That graphic also did not update. He's at 1,412 yards on the season with now 21 touchdowns. So big year for him as Carstarfin takes that one, gets the first down for the Cardinals.
So he's going to be right at the 46 on a little motion give, and it is enough for a first down. Positive play for the Cards, just getting it out in open space. Carstarfin able to cut it up. The senior on senior night moves the chains.
Just over 10 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. 2 minutes off so far. Himmeline's looking to the sideline to see what Gartz is calling. They got an extra blocker in there. They got linebacker Jalen Edwards up front.
So 1st and 10, Davison right at as they mark at the 45. 9:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Himmeline takes a snap. He'll give it. Flowers following the pressure up the middle, shy of the 40, before finally brought down. You see how much of an effort it takes to finally end the play with the ball in the hands of Jay Flowers.
Yeah, Jerome Thompson on that tackle, the senior D lineman. Good play by him. He wrapped up, haven't been able to wrap up a lot on Flowers, but good job getting that one. He's a power back, and he will make sure that you feel it. So good play by the big D lineman up front.
So here comes 2nd and 6. Just over 9 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Himmeline with a couple options out to his right. Carstarfin to his left. He'll pitch it to Flowers. Needs a good block. Gets one. Past the 35 and stays on his feet. Now fighting for the 30 and a first down.
Yup, Davison pushing the pile there, making sure it gets a couple extra yards. Flowers looks like he got tripped up a little bit. Chirping Bobcats players. Exactly. Got to make sure that they do not talk, don't get any penalties. We saw that Davison has only had 1 unsportsmanlike this year here at home against DCC, and they've kept it pretty clean besides that, and they cannot force, they cannot let any of that happen, cannot let their emotions get to them.
Cards only 3 penalties tonight. Yeah, that was in the first half for just 20 yards. And now they've got it 1st and 10. Bobcat 27-yard line, 8:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Himmeline with Carstarfin in motion. He'll give it to him. The senior flowing out wide and wrapped up and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Grand Blanc pulls the chain to the far sideline. 2nd and a loss on the play.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him a 1-yard loss on that one. Davison, looking at the stats, Davison only has 6 first downs compared to Grand Blanc's 11, but obviously they're using their first downs a lot better than the Bobcats are.
So Cards will have it after the loss, 2nd and 11 with under 8 minutes to go. We mentioned this, the 64th matchup between these two. And Davison has faced Flushing 64 times, but no one else more than that. Both those teams in Flushing and Grand Blanc, former Big 9 foes, along with the Cards. But it's been Grand Blanc and Davison. Himmeline fakes the give, rolls out, looks to go deep. He's got Carstarfin wide open into the end zone. Touchdown Cardinals, and another passing touchdown for Himmeline tonight.
An absolutely beautiful play action pass. He rolled out, somehow Starfin just got away scot-free. Absolutely no defenders in the area. Huge touchdown. Starfin, his first on the night, and you know, we saw 2 weeks ago he had his first passing touchdown of his career, and now he's got another receiving touchdown of the year. Big threat. His first year here, wide receiver, and he's showing that he's a star on this team.
Boy, this is a balanced offense. You've got the two backs of Hill along with Flowers as Sawyer will come out. Cards have to get another man in there.
Yep, refs told him to go out because of his knee pads. That's a big rule they're enforcing this year, making sure the pads are pulled all the way down. So they're going to put Peyton Coakley in there to hold the snap.
Kicks off and away, and it's good. Cards on their first possession of the second half. They strike on another passing touchdown from Braylon Himmeline. First of the night for Henry Starfin. 7:29 to go in the third quarter, and it's 35-14 Cards.
Yeah, good pass by Himmeline there. Seemed like a lot bigger, but it was only 29 yards. That's going to bump his stats up a little bit, almost matching the amount of yards he had total in the first half with 31. So that'll give him 3 touchdowns on the night, and Starfin's first.
So Davison now with 35 unanswered, Chayton. It's just been kind of the war of momentum. They've been able to turn the tides. It was interceptions, and from a guy in Shimbara that, as we've talked about, not really known with having a lot of interceptions in one game. The recent one, I think maybe not exactly his fault, as it was tipped and hauled in by the Cards on number 3. But that can rattle the passing game. He's bounced back, but it's just been Davison in better starting spots, and they've been able to keep Grand Blanc on the field for longer chunks than when we saw in the first quarter.
Yeah, completely agree. Every single receiver on this Davison team has caught the ball once, and 3 out of 4 of them have scored a touchdown on that. So Starfin's at the top right now with 1 catch for 29 as Titsworth kicks this one away. A bouncer gets through Johnson's hands.
And this will be Weber now with the return. Burst of speed, ball comes loose, and it's now on the turf. Looks like Cards got it.
We'll see the final signal.
Still no sign as Weber was hit hard from the back. The ball popped out, Cards got it.
Dosh covers that one big, absolutely nails right in there. Ends up, I'm sure that ball jumbled around a lot on the bottom of the pile, but the Cardinals come up with it again. This defense is 100% anchoring this team right now.
The 4th turnover of the night coughed up, and this time on special teams. The kick team got down there. It looked like Weber was running downhill and really fast, but had it punched out from behind.
Yeah,
Cards will have it in great spot.
Yeah, you saw Weber bobble the snap to begin with. He recovered it, but he got hit hard from the back, and the ball just got punched out. And Davison was lucky enough to jump on it and recover it.
So now it's 1st and 10. Cards can capitalize on the field position, as they were just able to link up with Starfin for 29 yards. At the 27, Armstrong, the man in motion. Himmeline looking for him. Far pylon as he's trying to come back, and the officials all over it. Armstrong trying to come back as the ball was dying at the goal line, and it draws the penalty. And Davison taking a shot on the first play after the turnover.
Yeah, if that is defensive pass interference, that's going to put them all the way down to the 1-yard line. So big play for them. Excuse me, not the 1, 15 yards. So it'll be right about the 5. And it looks like that's what they're going to call them. GB coaches here up in the box, not too happy about it, but that's how it works. There's been pretty close calls all night on pass interference, and that's the first one of the game. A big one on GB. So we take a look at the replay from that last kickoff.
Yeah, this will give us a good look, as it looked like it looked like that could have been dangerous, but the helmet right there that came in by Papadakis, that was what coughed the ball loose. I thought on live time it looked like he was hit from behind, but Papadakis able to get his helmet right on the arm of the ball carrier and get that ball free.
And that is why Papadakis has SVSU, Siena Heights, Northwood, and Davenport offers. He's a weapon on both sides of the ball, and he shows it with a big forced fumble there.
So Cards got it at the 14, 1st and 10. Couple options out on each side for Himmeline as he'll give it. A.J. Hill trying to cut back to the middle as he finds resistance shy of the 10. He'll be dragged down. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, Hill hasn't had much success on his runs tonight. Definitely been a show for Flowers, but he's still picking up some solid gains every time he goes in. He's averaging right around 3 yards right now, so 3 yards per carry, so he's doing not too bad. Flowers gonna check back in as Hill takes another break.
Now 2nd and 7 with 6:45. Third quarter action, as this is the Cards' second possession of the night. Their first, they were able to find the end zone, and then they pry the football free on the kickoff ensuing after that touchdown.
Yep, like you said, 35 straight points.
There's the give. Himmeline, nope, he pulls it. Quarterback rolling, looking, fires low, and it's batted free, incomplete. Intended for Fortune, but the defender, Joe Nemechek, was able to get his hand in there. And a great throw on the near corner, but a better play on the defensive side.
Yeah, really close throw. Almost got it right into his hands. Got it through the DB, but Fortune kind of bobbled the ball a little bit, and it gave the opportunity for the DB to swipe it down. And, you know, that's textbook defensive plays, and great job by the Bobcats defense, but Fortune has got to come down with that one next time.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been batted early. Fortune's had a catch tonight, and it came on the defensive side as a pick. Himmeline with pressure, rolling out, lets it slip, and looking for Fortune again. It was too tall. You mentioned getting the receivers active. That's consecutive passes to Bryce Fortune. And the recent one was tipped, that one just a bit too tall. So I'm ready. I just got to catch it.
Yeah, Fortune, we don't see him a lot at tight end, but when he goes in, he usually makes some really good plays. Has a good amount of touchdowns on the year, I think 3 or 4 so far. And when he goes in, they target him quite a bit, but he's also a great blocker, you know, as a middle linebacker and a defensive end sometimes. So they'll keep him in the game, along with Coakley, Karstarfin, and Armstrong as receivers currently. Looking to the sideline, figuring out what the call is. 8 seconds left in the play clock.
See what the Cards want to do here. They don't look too ready, and that'll be a timeout. Just shy of 2 seconds on the play clock at 6:15. They want to call a timeout on what will be 4th down and 7. Back-to-back incompletions after the turnover, and the offense was out on the field. They wanted to try and take a shot, but taking a timeout here and extra time to try and talk this one over.
Yeah, definitely going to talk that one over, just like you said. Make sure they know exactly what they want to do. And they got to figure out, make sure everybody is, you know, connected, that they all are on the same page.
Yeah, there's a good shot at Caleb Ford down there. That's the head coach for the Bobcats all the way to your left, and was the former Cardinal alum. And there's our DTV crew. Big thanks to everyone bundled up tonight, helping bring you Cardinals football. Let us know where you're watching Davison football from tonight. Tweet us at DTV_official. We got a sports page now at DTV_sports as well. Is that right?
Yeah, DTV Sports 1 is our sports page.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, just created that about 2 years ago. And, you know, also another football update, not very related to this, you know, Flint area, but number 27, Cass Tech, and number 2, Detroit King.
Oh, that's a big one.
Where Dante Moore, the Oregon commit, they're tied 14-14 at halftime, so that's going to be one to keep looking out for.
Yeah, that is always a good one between those two. Cards breaking the huddle, 4th and 7. Himmeline with 3 near to the line to his left and 1 receiver out to his right. Takes a snap, looking left side, sets, now throws backside and drops. He had Flowers, but a little bit of a tug on the throw from Himmeline, and it was in and out of the fingers of his intended receiver, Jay Flowers, and the Cards turn it over.
Yeah, you know, they are confident in their defense enough to go for it. They're deep in their own territory, so their defense is still going to have good position for themselves while Grand Blanc's going to be pinned within the 15-yard line. So they thought, you know, there's not really a downside in that. Turn the ball over. This defense has just got to go out and stop them like they have most of the night. Since after that first quarter, this defense has lit up.
So 6:10 in the third quarter, and the defense back out on the field. Shimbara will give it up the middle. Great blocking by the Bobcats, but Cardinals get some hard pressure from the secondary after about a gain of 10, and it's enough for a Bobcats first down.
Yep, you saw the fake jet sweep there, just handed it off to the running back, went right at the middle. He made a lot of good cuts, getting around his blockers, following them, gets the Bobcats a first down.
Yeah, it's been Caden Baker tonight, the man running the football for Grand Blanc. Haven't seen any of Daniel Steele, as he was the Bobcats' top rusher coming into tonight. Steele in 43 attempts, averaging 8.2 a carry and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and taking a look at the man who stopped him, Jaden Lockhart, also just got an offer from Saginaw Valley, so he likes to see that as a flag flies early and Davison gets to him.
That's shy of the 25. And that, again, is going to be an offensive penalty on Grand Blanc. Of course, tough to see. In week 8, it's been a lot of miscues tonight for Grand Blanc. And so that will move the Bobcats back 5 yards. And they'll redo first down over again, this time 1st and 15 from their own 18.
Yeah, right now the Bobcats are sitting at 7 penalties for 60 yards on the night. And we're just halfway through the third quarter. So it's not looking good. They gotta make sure they are on it and stop letting the unforced, because none of that is, you know, gonna happen without their own errors. So they just gotta really watch it and pay a lot closer attention, as the hard count does not get them.
So 1st and 15. Shambara looking near sideline, lets it fly, and it's caught. Shy of the 25, past the 20. And a link and a connection with his fellow senior Jalen Johnson hauled it in. Cards tackler, who is Joseph Smith, that got there first.
Johnson on the good catch there. You know, we saw him take a kickback earlier for a little bit, and the GVSU player, or excuse me, GVSU commit, doing his job so far tonight. Not a lot of receptions, but not as bad as you'd think, as Baker takes it up, but gets tripped.
Stubbed his toe on the turf as he was starting to cut it upfield. And so that'll set up a 3rd down now coming up for Grand Blanc with under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bobcats with their second true possession of the second half. The Cardinal touchdown and then the kick. Grand Blanc coughed it up on the kick return. And so this really the second true time that the offense has taken the field.
Yeah, Shambara definitely got to make sure on 3rd down that they keep up their offense, because, you know, it's 3rd and long and deep in their own territory. So they got to get a little bit of momentum on their side. As Shambara drops back, looks for Boyd.
Tipped and incomplete.
Carter Harriman almost had his first interception on the year.
Well, so, okay, we've had an ambulance that was pulling up. Now they're right next to the track, as Davison defense able to force a 4th down. So they'll switch and bring out the special teams crew to punt this football away.
Yeah, like we said, that ambulance coming out. Hopefully everybody's okay over there.
Yeah, we don't know anything, but it
looked like somebody was down on the sidelines.
So 4th down and 8 coming up with the clock stopped at 4:17. As the Bobcats will punt this football away. Davison will get it back. As the punt's a good one. Williams back to return at the 40. Shakes free and then tripped up just shy of midfield. Cards will have it 1st down and 10 as they send the offensive unit back out onto the field with just over 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Davison started the game with what was a turnover on downs punt. And after that, coming here into the third quarter, they punted the football just twice. That's how things have gone. And some interceptions certainly helped, but the crew capitalizing on good field position. And the recent timeout, a turnover on downs, was one of the few times that the Cards have stubbed their toe on offense since the first quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be looking like an empty set. No one in the backfield. Going to have Flowers and Hill both lined up as receivers right now. Looks like they're still looking at the sideline, looking for the call. And Himmeline's going to come out here and show that he's a passer, because as we've seen a lot more in the second half, he's been throwing the ball a lot more effectively and getting it to more of his options, more receivers. So they're going to make sure they keep that up.
Himmeline alone in the pocket. Man in motion is Hill. Nope, it's Himmeline that keeps it. Fighting for the 45 and bowls his way to a first down, stays on his feet and wants more. Finally drags a pile down past the 40-yard line, and the Cards got a first down in the first play of scrimmage here.
Yeah, Braylon Himmeline, you know, he's a great passer, but he can also take off when he wants to. He's had a couple of really good notable visits to U of M and Notre Dame, so he's getting some looks just as he deserves.
He's got that TB12 for U of M. Didn't work 12 at Michigan, though. It was at 10, but Himmeline has had a great senior year in the last couple of years since coming over to Cardinal Country. He keeps it on the ground that time for the first down.
Himmeline now with Hill in the backfield. Flowers lined up in the slot. Just take a look at what he can do again.
He fakes a give, little throw, and it was tapped up front early before he could link up with Flowers. And so batted right out of the hands of Himmeline. It'll be second down coming up. Davison in front by 3 scores as we continue to come to a close in the third quarter with over 3 minutes to go. Still the entire fourth in front of us as the Cards playing their final game of the regular season at home. Very well could have a home game in the postseason, and a win tonight would certainly help. Those playoff points looking good.
Yep, I believe with a win tonight, they are guaranteed to have a home playoff game. And it's going to help him out because you see what the energy is here as Papadakis drops that one on his second target of the night.
A 2nd and 10. It was intended on the near sideline. That was just trying to get him the football and let him try and cut it up, but dropped it in front. And so that'll bring up now 3rd down for the Cards. Davison had the turnover, and somewhat surprising as the Cards were unable to capitalize on the field position on the recent drive. A couple of attempts looking for fortune. One was tapped on his way to him, and one was too tall from Himmeline. That set up the 4th and 7 that was in and out of the hands of Jay Flowers. So here's 3rd and 10 on the ensuing drive.
Balin's got 2 weapons on each of his sides, so we'll see which way he can go.
Himmeline will take the snap. Hill rolling out to his right. Himmeline stepping up in the pocket, flag flies, looking downfield, he throws, Papadakis with the catch, tackled at the 5-yard line, but there's a flag all the way back at the 43, and we'll see what we have.
Yep, going to be holding on the Cards. Looked like it was freshman Ben Nichols, so not a good look for him. He also has an offer as a freshman to SVSU, so got to keep an eye out for him, but they're getting that holding. Not good because Papadakis, very good catch and run after.
Cards have been fairly clean tonight. It's one of the few times we've seen them get assessed for a penalty. That time looked like the pocket was collapsed completely. Himmeline had to roll out, try and look to get rid of it. And so that will move the Cards now way back, I think even past midfield in their own territory.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a big one. It looks like it'll be right about 3rd and 25, I believe.
See where they mark it, but it'll be a very long way to go. If the line to gain at about the 28 of Bobcat territory. 3rd and 25 is what they end up marking it. Karstarfin on the near sideline. Naves and Flowers next to him, and Armstrong up top. Himmeline with pressure, rolling near side, and hit from behind and dragged down.
Good sack by number 13 from Grand Blanc, Jimmy Lacey, the junior linebacker on this squad. I believe that's the first sack for either team tonight. So, comes deep into Cardinal territory, and they're going to have to put Glennie back out there to punt the ball away.
So here comes Glennie with 2:30 to go in the third quarter. He'll punt the football away, as the Bobcats will have returners back around the 20-yard line in their own end. Yeah, it was 3rd and 25 after the penalty. Now after the sack, it's certainly a long ways to go. Might have been a loss of about 7.
Yup, looks like it's about 3rd and 27 right there after Glennie. Good punt.
A lot of time to punt it away, and it goes out of bounds inside the 30. That's where the Bobcats will come back out and take things over. Jade, it feels like there's just kind of been some back and forth. The Cards on their first drive were able to capitalize, but kind of both of these teams recently, some penalties have hurt each Grand Blanc and Davison, and kind of the door feels, even though Cards up by 3 scores, the door open for either team right now.
Yeah, you can definitely not count out the Bobcats, especially in this game with Davison. The rivalry is big, and that, even though the team's records may be very different, it impacts the game a lot more than you might think.
The Bobcats now coming out offensively with it right at the 26-yard line, just a yard past the 25. 1st and 10, over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Shimbara with it, the senior with 3 out to his left, and he's looking that way. Pressure from behind, and he's hit in the pocket and brought down. Cards get to Shimbara, and it looked like that time Joseph Smith was the first in. He had help from Tyler Dosh as well. Second and long coming up. Pressure on the backside as Shimbara was looking left hash marks, looking over the middle, and tried to step up and step through the pressure, but it was a bit too late.
Yeah, another sack there, you know, back-to-back plays. This D-line is definitely getting in a lot faster and closer. Another update from that Lapeer game, going to be 14-41 now.
Oh, wow.
So Lightning getting one more score, but it might be too little too late for the Lightning.
Shimbara looks over top, and it's caught right at about the 20. And now, ooh, a big hit. Harriman came in and finished the job as JT Weber, the junior, was able to move a little bit, and now a flag flies after the play.
Yeah, you saw Harriman. He almost got an interception on that too. He dove for it just a little bit, but you saw he got back up and pursued the guy, chased him down, got the tackle, and it looks like it's going to be another call on Graham Blanc. Oh, but they offset.
Offsetting personal fouls, and
is Davison crowd not
really
liking
upset
that?
on the near sideline. There is a flag also at the 50, and I'm not sure if that was included in that or not, but Yaya DeCooley was in there and thought that it was on the Bobcats, but the officials come away and just say offsetting, and it's been issued. So now it'll be third down and very, very short. Bobcats need about a yard to get to the 36 and move the chains with a minute to go in the third quarter.
You possibly thinking this could be 4-down territory for the Bobcats being down this much?
Yeah, I mean, you still have all of the fourth left. It's going to greatly lie in the outcome of this play as Shimbara will fake the give, looks to pass over top, and it's caught. On third and short, they go to Jalen Johnson out wide as he breaks midfield and moves the chains for Graham Blanc. Time left before the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, Honeycutt had to track him down there. He broke through, got a good 20-yard gain out of that catch. And this Graham Blanc offense is, you know, steadily getting back into their groove, how they need to get. And this, you know, the Cardinals defense seems to be lightening up a little bit, which they cannot do against this Bobcats.
First and 10, past the 50 at about the 44-yard line. Shimbara with 3 out to his right and 1 to his left. Looking to try and get on the same page with Boyd, his far receiver. Shimbara takes a snap, rolling out near side, lets it fly, and a comeback catch as it was a little behind Anthony Perdue. He hauled it in. Perdue listed as a quarterback, but he was downfield and hauled it in. This is second down coming up.
Yeah, you know, you see that quite a bit. You see some quarterbacks playing wide receiver sometimes in high school. You know, old JV quarterback Peyton Coakley's out there as a receiver for varsity, so happens quite a bit. And
second down and 4 with the dying moments of the third quarter, and that will just about do it. It was a give up the middle to Amari Thomas. Final seconds ticking away in the third quarter, and we will head to the final frame from Cardinal Stadium. Davison with the only points in that third quarter. It came on their opening drive of the second half, and they take a 35-14 lead into the fourth quarter. We've got Jack Balasik down on the field with an update on tonight's game and the nature of things. Jack, what do you got for us?
Davison alumni are moving up in the world. Our very own Caleb Smith and Tariq Reed will both be playing at the Ferris State game tomorrow. They will both be playing on opposite sides, though. We will keep you updated with live social media coverage, so stay tuned. Stay tuned tomorrow. I'll send things back to the announcers.
Please stand.
We want you to know that we stand with you. Thank you, everyone, who is fighting this terrible disease.
back coming into the fourth quarter, 35-14. The Bobcats have not scored since the first quarter, so, you know, two quarter scoreless so far as the Cards are up by 3 touchdowns right now.
Yeah, and it's now 3rd down and 4 for Graham Blanc, so a chance to try and change that. It was a great start for the Bobcats to begin the ball game, but it was really after that great starting position and bad end of drives for Davison in their first 2 drives of the night. Tip your cap to Graham Blanc. They got points out of it, but the Cards on both ends of the ball able to come up with momentum in big ways. Here's 3rd and 4 to start the fourth quarter. Chimbara gets rid of it quickly to Boyd, and he's hit hard. Football comes free, and they'll say an incomplete catch. Wow.
I gotta say, I've never seen a hit like that in high school to where it jars the ball loose immediately and shoots 10 yards backwards. It was
that Yaya DeCooley that came up?
It was Yaya. It was a great defensive play by him. He went in, straight field, just absolutely laid him out. And, it's 4th down for the Bobcats, and they got to go for it now.
4th down and 4 with 5 seconds gone in the 4th quarter. Bobcats going for it right just past midfield at the 38. Chimbara looking near side. He's got 3 there, lets it fly, caught, and past the 35 for a 1st down. That second effort from JT Weber that you saw was enough, exactly enough for Grand Blanc to move the chains.
Yeah, you saw the linebacker Harriman had to be in coverage there. He got out a little bit too late on him, so Weber got around him.
Boy, maybe. Wow, they're going to bring the chains out.
I thought that was a 1st down.
I thought it was enough. I thought Weber was able to turn and extend.
It looks like Glennie was the one asking to bring the chains out just to see.
Wow, so here come the chains on what looked like a catch from JT Weber, the junior, and enough to move him. But now the chains wanting to make exactly sure. And the officials still not sure as they were bent over top of the ball and looking down the chute, and they weren't convinced. It must have been really close in a 35-14 game to start the 4th. They want to make exactly sure to start the 4th quarter.
Wow, that is close.
Pull the chains.
It looks like it's going to be...
Well, at some point. Still nothing. Move them. Wow.
Wow.
Turnover on downs.
You saw in the NFL they used a credit card, and I think that was pretty similar to what was right there. Just barely a gap.
Boy, and Caleb Ford is like, where was that mark at with the extra effort from Weber before he was brought down? But that's a really brutal spot that favors Davison and gives the Cards the turnover on downs around the 35.
Yeah, 100% correct on that. The Cardinals will take it, though. They're not going to be mad about a 4th down turnover. Very close on that. Weber's second effort just wasn't enough as, Himmeline comes back out to command this offense.
So it is 11:45 to go in the 4th quarter, and it's 1st and 10 Davison. They've got it just behind the 35-yard line. And here comes the Cards offense in front, 35-14. Himmeline with 2 out to his left. Flowers in the backfield. And Hill out to his right. Gives it. Flowers trying to pull the pile. And the Bobcats get to him quick. I think forward progress got him back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Is that a shiver?
Yeah.
Are you cold?
It's getting a little bit chilly up here now. The wind is kicking up.
Yep.
But, hey, Friday Night Lights. Love to be here watching this game.
Nothing better. Closing in on the end, and this is it for the regular season. So the last guaranteed game until something is confirmed.
Yep, last guaranteed home game. And next week they're going into the most hostile territory they possibly could, which is the Lightning. So expect to see some highlights and some updates from us next week there.
Well, and expect Lapeer to bring it. I mean, looking at what the score is showing against Clarkson tonight. Here's Himmeline on 2nd and 10. Rolls out, gets rid of it in traffic, and is able to link up with Karstarfin there around the 40.
Yeah, it's going to bring about 3rd and 5. Good job by Himmeline getting that right into the receiver's hands through very heavy traffic, I'd say. And he fit it perfectly in there, didn't let the DB touch it at all. He got brought down as soon as he caught it, but they'll take 5 yards on a 2nd down.
That brings up 3rd and 5 at the 39-yard line with 10:20 to go in the final quarter. Officials standing over top the ball and now backing away. We're ready for 3rd and 5. Cards have it shy of midfield. 3 out to the right of the senior quarterback Himmeline, 1 to his left. And a loose snap. He tries to pick it up, but Grand Blanc with pressure from the outside edge. Yeah, can't do that.
Yeah, definitely cannot just throw him after he was already, stopped.
Yeah, that play was well over, and
probably going to break him about even now after that one.
That's the head slap from Caleb Ford. His defense does a great job. You'll take that. Those types of things happen. A snap that goes off the shoulder pad. But then those are the things that you can't afford, because that, on what was 3rd and 5, is going to give the Cards a fresh set. Or is it going to be 3rd down again?
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, it at least negates that, huge sack after he threw him down.
3rd and 1? Yeah, I mean, completely takes away from the result of the play, or towards the end of the result of the play. So here's 3rd and 1 after the unsportsmanlike conduct or roughing the passer, whatever the call was at the end of it. Officials now stopping the game. No timeout assessed to either team, but now want to talk things over and say, is this an automatic first down, or is this 15 yards from the spot? And so let's see. The Weingart's wondering why it was a loss of a down. So 4th and 1.
Yeah, Cards definitely going to take a different approach now that's 4th down.
Well, yeah, the offense is out on the field.
You see Harriman out there as a running back, as a fullback.
Yeah, they get to the line quick. Himmeline over center. Takes the snap. He'll give it to Flowers, and past the 45, he's got the first down. Pile flows just shy of midfield, but on 4th and 1, Davison keeps the offense on the field, and they're able to move him. Under 10 minutes to go, and that's enough for a first down. Again, I think, Chayton, what you're going to come away with is penalties tonight really put Grand Blanc in difficult spots pretty consistently throughout the ball game.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. Way too many penalties. 8 for 75 now, which is absolutely crazy, especially in high school. So they got to cut down on that. 8 for 75 yards cannot happen in any other game. As it looks like Flowers.
Here's the give, and another flag. It's to the 45-yard line in Bobcat territory, but the official saying that the Cards with a block in the back will move them back. So on 1st and 10, Davison got a strong run from Flowers, but a block in the back, and that will be a penalty against the Cards. We mentioned that there have been penalties tonight, maybe more than either team would like to own up to, but certainly more from Grand Blanc. And it's just been tough. Credit Davison for the interceptions. They've been able to come up with 4 turnovers tonight, one of them coming on the special teams game, and they've capitalized.
Yeah, certainly have, Chris. It's without those 3 picks, this would be a lot, closer of a ball game than it is currently.
Probably.
So Cards definitely going to be thankful for their DBs and that defensive line after some great plays by them all night. It looks like A.J. Hill will be in the backfield for Himmeline.
So here's 1st and 18. Senior quarterback faking it, pressure, rolling out, gets rid of it, caught by Flowers, and he cuts it up. Nope, that's Hill. Hill down the near sideline. Cuts it back at the 30, still on his feet, bouncing outside. A.J. Hill, one more cutback, and he's going to be stopped at the 5. A.J. Hill on a little slip screen caught it and was able to take it all the way to the 5-yard line. A 55-yard gain.
Yeah, great job for Himmeline not just throwing the ball away. He saw Hill was there, and he trusted him enough to give him the ball, and he made a big gain on that one, taking it all the way down on that slip screen, just like you said. So you really got to credit Himmeline for being aware that he was there and, close enough to make the catch.
The Cards hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. They've got it at the 5, 1st and goal. 8:35 to go in the 4th quarter. And the Cards threatening to find the end zone one more time. Himmeline gives it up the middle. Flowers across into the end zone for another time tonight. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Yeah, big touchdown, about 2 yards out, just bowls through. 3rd on the night. 3rd on the night for the senior. Really good so far by him. This year has been phenomenal by him. Injured early last year, and he's bounced back from that very well. When he came back from injury last year, he was a phenomenal running back, and this year, injury-free, he's showing that he's one of the best in the state.
Extra point crew on now after the 5-yard touchdown run from Jalen Flowers. Kicks up and good. 8:26 to go in the 4th quarter. 41-14. A 14-0 deficit that the Cardinals faced. But boy, what a bounce back after that. And a big run from A.J. Hill was able to cut it up.
Our second winning ticket number is 393.
Take another look. This was just one of now 3 touchdowns tonight for the senior in the backfield, Jay Flowers should be. After the big catch and run from A.J. Hill, it set up that. We mentioned Davison's offense has produced 4 consecutive 50-plus point outings on the offensive side of the ball. Don't know if they'll get to that tonight. They could. There's our DTV control room. Nice and warm back there.
Yeah, I know.
They got it easy tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little bit jealous. You know, I love announcing, but come on. To be them in there, I would love
What's up,
to
gang?
be nice and warm. Yeah, they can hear us in there.
Yeah,
They're
laugh it up.
chuckling.
Laugh it up.
You guys are nice and warm, huh? But yeah, as you said, you know, also another update. 41-13 at the end of the third quarter for Clarkston leading over the Lightning.
Man.
Looks like the Lightning could take their first loss of the season.
Well, what a turn for Clarkston. I mean, you mentioned week 1. It was Davison that was able to get the win. Kick is a low scooter to the 25 and returned. Boy, a hard hit past the 30. Good starting spot for Grand Blanc with 8:22 to go in the fourth quarter. At the time you see Davison top Clarkston in week 1 at the Big House that you talked about, 28-21 win. It wasn't really clean, but it was a win nonetheless. And you go away from that not really knowing what to expect. Well, the Cards come home and they drop one to Detroit Catholic Central, 44-34. And then they went 5 in a row as soon as the conference slate started. For Clarkston, they were able to kind of, after the loss to Davison, they lose once, and it's to West Bloomfield, who certainly made a cut for themselves at the D1 level. And now a big win against Lapeer on the road. That's going to be huge for them rolling into their finale against Oak Park. Shambara gets rid of it. Boyd with it past the 30 and slowly brought down. And second down coming up.
Yeah, as you're talking about, Clarkson's schedule, the Cards could possibly see them in the playoffs. So watching their schedule close for the last couple of games here is very important. Looks like it's going to be a big win over Lapeer tonight. Taking down one of the few undefeated teams in the state. And that's definitely going to boost their playoff points up quite a bit. Going to get them a little bit of a higher seeding, possibly a home game for them too.
Here's 2nd and 9 with under 8 to go. Shambara lets it fly, caught shy of the 40, and Armstrong got there. He was able to get to JT Weber and bring him down. And so third down coming up, shy of the line of game. Let's see, they haven't, no, there must have been a flag down in the field because they hadn't moved him yet, and there was a flag in the pocket. So another penalty assessed on GB tonight. And that will move the Bobcats back, so they will redo 2nd down with 7:21 to go in the fourth quarter. That win against Clarkston for Davison back at the Big House. Davison had never beaten Clarkston. It was a matchup between the two that you think how far away Davison and Clarkston are. They would have met more than 3 times. But the matchup to start the year back on August 26th in Ann Arbor was matchup number 4, and it was win number 1 for Davison against the Wolves.
Yeah, definitely a big one starting off their year. They loved going into that game, taking a big road win. They call themselves the Kings of M15.
Loose snap, Shambara's got it, and now trying to salvage the play. Flag comes in on the near sideline. It's tipped and caught. Oh, no, they say that Fortune was out of bounds. I thought he came down with that.
Yeah, that one was definitely close.
Would have been the 2nd of the night for Bryce Fortune. And his brother Blaine's in the house, which would have made Big Bro happy. Certainly happy with number 1. Yeah, and all smiles for Bryce.
Yeah, also something we should probably mention, the Cards are up by 28 right now. If they score one more time, that's a running clock. And, with just under 7 minutes left in this game, I'm sure everybody's wouldn't mind going home a little bit early with the running clock.
Well, the recent touchdown for Jay Flowers, it was almost like that was a cue. Like almost everyone stood up and turned and started saying their goodbyes and heading for the exits. They're convinced and pleased with the Cardinals' win tonight. But still 7 minutes left to go on what will be a long penalty that moves Grand Blanc back again.
Yeah, definitely a big one. As you just said, takes them back very far as Shambara now has to make some magic on the run.
They try to run it and go conservative on 3rd, very, very long. Can't really blame them. You're not trying to gun for the 41 on 3rd down at your own 10.
which, you know, makes a lot of sense. They don't want to risk it, throwing the ball up, possible interception. So now it looks like Williams will go try to return the punt for the Cardinals, as they're going to be punting from their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, they'll punt it away. For Grand Blanc, it was a great start to the ball game, but you got to salvage what you can out of this one. They've got Romeo next week, and then hopefully for the Bobcats, you've got the postseason, a team that came into tonight with a contention for a postseason spot.
Yeah, after this loss, the playoff points aren't going to be looking for good for them. If they beat Romeo next week, they should be able to squeeze in, and that's really what they got to hope to do as they punt from their own end zone, the Bobcats.
Kicks a good one, and Williams will kind of just back off as it takes a great bounce past the 40 and rolling all the way to the 35. That came from the end zone and was a great kick. Tip your hat to Drew Hertzberg, the junior.
Yeah, 65-yard punt by the junior, and that's a big one. That'll go on his highlight reel. You know, team hopes that their punters never use, but it's nice to have a good one sometimes.
Oh, yeah. So Cards have it at the 35, 1st and 10. Davison students with, really since the first couple of drives tonight, nothing short to get excited about with what's been a downhill great game for the home Cards. The band as well for the seniors. It's always a special one. Hoping there's one more in store.
Yeah, as of right now, you know, Cards are looking good. They definitely want that home playoff game. It would help their momentum a lot. We're going to be one of the highest seeded teams, so they're going to be looking, if they win over Lapeer next week, they're going to be looking to hopefully get an easy first round, take into the second round. But you know, they came out weak tonight, and they can't do that in any other game because it will not be good for them.
Yeah, you do got to credit the bounce back, but you're right. I think it was a slow start that you got to try and be a little bit cleaner, especially from the start. As Himmeline able to link up with Karstarfin past the 40. The ball came loose at the end. But out of bounds. It's second down. The second down coming up.
Yeah, that means it's going to stop the clock. I'm sure they're probably trying to keep the clock rolling a little bit if they can. Try to get the game over with, you know, up by 28 points right now. Very, very hard for the Bobcats to come back. So the Cards just got to make sure they keep and use their opportunities that they have left on the drive, you know, starting from their own 35. So not bad field position at all. They just got to capitalize on it.
Yeah, you'll take it at the 41, 5:39, and a stop clock on 2nd and 4. Himmeline with options out to his left staggered and 2 men in the backfield with him. He fakes a give, lets it fly out wide. Armstrong with it, lowers the shoulder past the 45, and was hit the second time through and finally brought down. For Grand Blanc, Owen Tumbo, the senior linebacker, got there to finish the job. And a first down for the Cards. Another one tonight. Davison's pretty consistently. I know that we've talked about a consistent attack, Chayton, just on the ground and through the air. You know, you can do that with a senior quarterback in Braylon Himmeline, where we've seen him keep it himself a couple of times tonight. But a steady dose of the ground game and the passing game tonight for Davison.
Yeah, as you're talking about, very even. 131 through the air and 167 on the ground. So they're keeping it very consistent through both as Himmeline lines up.
He'll give it off, and Hill with it to the 50-yard line, bouncing to the outside, stays on his feet, and dragged down shy of the 40. That is a sophomore running the football for the Cards. Doesn't run like one. And it'll be another first down for Davison as A.J. Hill able to move the chains.
Yeah, good run by A.J. Hasn't been getting a lot of long runs, but he's been consistent. That's one of his longest of the night, if not the longest. So definitely trying to work that sophomore in. You know, also offers D1 offer from CMU. So in only a sophomore year, it's pretty good.
Certainly getting a heavy dose of the work in as well to give Jay Flowers some time off on the sideline. That's huge. Don't have to constantly rely on the senior and Jalen Flowers. So it's A.J. Hill next to Himmeline with 4:15 to go in the ball game. Himmeline pulls it, looking to take a deep shot. Goes downfield looking for Karstarfin into the end zone, and incomplete. Had him by about a step, but looked like it was dying just in front of the senior, and he couldn't haul it in, just out of his reach.
Yeah, very close throw. Right about 50 yards through the air by Himmeline. So you can see he's got the power, just a tad bit over, like not even half a step. So that one's a tough break for the Cards, but gonna go out there on second down with just over 4 minutes left.
Cardinals in front 42-14 and looking to close this one out as Himmeline let one fly. He was in the neighborhood of Carstarfin, but just out of his reach. And 2nd and 10. Sawyer Glennie right next to Jake Weingartz if he gets the nod here in the 4th quarter. Himmeline will take the snap and give it up the middle. Hill falls down pretty quick, fighting for the 40, and a 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, another big thing is that you're talking about how Glennie's on the sideline right next to Weingartz. He also helps with the play calls, so it's good to know that your backup quarterback knows the play calls, you know, sometimes better than Weingartz. So he's out there giving the play calls just the same, making sure, you know, even though he's on the bench, he's helping his team out and helping them succeed.
Well, that's a coach's kid as well with Blaze Glennie just down the sideline, the defensive coordinator. And Sawyer, if, I mean, things go to how you assume, a junior, it'll be his show next year. So getting, or at least trying to get those mental game reps. The punter as well on the kick team as the holder. Himmeline pulls it. Rolling out far sideline, lets it fly and cut down after the throw, and a late flag comes in. So it came in as Himmeline got rid of it. He was getting pursued and was trying to get rid of the throw, and a flag came in, and I think they're going to get him for a roughing the passer.
Yeah, you saw Bobcat help him back up. So, I mean, good sportsmanship right there. Looks like they're looking to Weingartz to see what he wants to do.
So they still, I don't think they've still made a, they're just moving them. So it'll go deeper in Bobcats territory with just over 3 minutes to go, and it'll be a 1st down for Davison as it was incomplete. So ball's right at the 25 after an interesting one.
Yeah, going to be a 1st down from the Bobcats 25-yard line. A little bit of confusion on what the call was, but the Cards will take it all day. So got to set them up deep inside Bobcat territory, looking to capitalize with just over 3 minutes left.
Both teams really cheating. Both teams with their ones on the field. I mean, this is, you know, this, even though Cards are in front by the margin they are, 3:15 to go, this is still game reps and a good chance for Grand Blanc to try and just, you know, this is still reps of trying to come up with a stop. 1st and 10, they let it fly. Armstrong to the end zone, in and out of his hands.
That was definitely a close one. Barely got away from the senior Armstrong. Super close to catching it. He's a little bit upset with that, but, you know, sometimes it happens. Bounced out of his hands. Would have been a great catch. Thrown a little bit shy. You know, he had to back up into it and just wasn't able to haul it in. But, you know, 1st down, so they still got 3 more to go.
That was a great throw from Himmeline as he was able to put it right there. Couldn't really see maybe a hand in from the defender to try and pry the arm free of Armstrong. But nonetheless, a 2nd and 10. So Carstarfin out wide to the left, couple receivers to the right. 3-11 as Himmeline gets rid of it quickly. He finds Hill rolling out with blockers in front, fighting for the 15, but he's going to be stood up around the 20. And so a gain of about 5. Under 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, and a 3rd down coming up, and about 3 yards, maybe 2 yards to go for the Cards.
Yep, clock is running, so that clock will slowly tick down. I'm sure the Cards are going to milk as much as they can out of the play clock. Just wind it down, you know, not going to necessarily make sure they score again, but it would be nice, I'm sure, get that point up, because like you said, 4 games, past 4 games been over 50 points, so, you know, maybe if they get there, they might do a 2-point to get it up over 50, but.
Well, if you go to number 5, if you go 1 game further, they had 49 against Traverse City Central when they made that contest. And not far off that pace is Himmeline looking. keeps it, rolling out, steps up as a flag comes in the pocket, fighting for the first down. He's finally upended shy of the 15 as it was covered well in the far corner by Grand Blanc. They had guys there, and Himmeline saw that it wasn't there. Didn't want to throw it, so he kept it.
Yeah, but they're going to call holding on Davison's O-line there. Not something Davison wants to see this late in the game.
I don't know who that favors, because if it's a redo of third down, Cards have looked good trying to pass the football over top, so they could get another chance if they really want to. You could just run the football, or it's kind of wide open here with just over 2 minutes to go in the ball game. So they go way back to about the 30, marked it right at the 29, and they'll redo third down. 2:05 as the clock starts. Himmeline directing traffic. It's Papadakis that comes out of the ball game, was on the field, and now checks out. Play clock down to 10 on third down and 13. Himmeline takes a snap, looking up top for Karstarfin. Himmeline lets it fly to the end zone, 50-50 ball, and it's caught for a Cardinal touchdown. Tipped in and out of the hands, and Karstarfin was there to haul it in.
Yeah, Karstarfin, he looked a little bit confused if it was a catch. There's a little bit of a boogie on the ground, but, you know, that'll put the Cards up.
Just kind of a 50-50 to let him go for it, and was able to haul it in. About 29 yards out for the touchdown. And the extra point team out there to kick it up and good.
Henry's second of the night. He's going to love that coming in. A lot of yards for him tonight, a lot of touches. Great job by that senior receiver, keeping his eye on the ball the whole time. Even though he was behind it a little bit, he came out and made sure he capitalized and caught that ball into the end zone.
So clock still stopped at 1:41 on the extra point as the Cards finally getting set to boot the extra point up and through if they can. Snaps down, kick is on its way, and it's good. Just under 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and Davison stretching their lead on a 29-yard passing touchdown from Himmeline to Karstarfin. And take another look at this one. I don't think Karstarfin had this until he was on the ground. I think right there it was loose, and he kind of hauled it in. You could see as he had to come back and over top.
Yeah,
and he made the catch.
Yeah,
they're having fun tonight.
Exactly. It's their night, so they're doing a little bit of a dance, and I'm sure they're loving it. It will now be a running clock for the rest of this game. Just under 2 minutes, so it won't matter that much. But
so we've got inside knowledge that former Cardinals teacher Leslie Long's watching from North Carolina, and Miss Long was my math teacher, so I think she would know that, and she would want me to say that, maybe not. And this is also from Randy Scott that we've got some ABC 12 legends. Joel Fike is watching tonight with Rick Rothman and Mookie in the crowd tonight, getting some Cardinals football in person. This is one you want to come to at Grand Blanc in Davison. It's a classic Big 9 game, and big thanks to those folks from ABC 12, former ABC 12ers coming out tonight.
yeah, and you know, it's also ABC 12's game of the week, so
how can it not?
Yep, you see Brandon Green out here doing his job too, and you know, obviously game of the week went pretty well for the Cardinals, up by 35 now on Pink Out and Senior Night.
Trying to just close this clean and strong if they can with the minute 41 to go in the ball game. For Davison, they keep it rolling as both teams are coming in with wins and had been in good spots. Grand Blanc had been winners of 3 of their last 4 with wins over TC West, East Lansing, and a loss to Lapeer in between the East Lansing and Arthur Hill win. That was the last time out on October 7th. But now it's been a tough one at Davison. They have to hit the reset button, and 1 week from tonight, they'll have Romeo to round out the regular season.
Looks like there was a penalty on Grand Blanc, so that's going to move the kickoff up quite a bit.
Yeah, this is at the 45, and the Cards will just try and see if they can get a field goal out of it into the end zone. And so that'll be a touchback for the Bobcats. They'll have it at their own 20. A team that, as we had mentioned, came in with a big win against Arthur Hill. It was a good bounce-back week after what was a tough one in Lapeer where they had the Lightning, a one-score game against Lapeer, but the Lightning were able to come out with a 39-17 win against the Bobcats. For the Cards, it's the classic Week 9 matchup. They've got Lapeer to answer to, the team that just about denied Davison the postseason last year in 2021. For the Cards, it was their first time not making the playoff picture since 2014. Every year since then, that 2015 year and on, Cards have been in the postseason picture. But last year, not the case. Got rid of it quick, past the 25, and knocked out of bounds at about the 30. Justin Perry hauled it in. He's been busy tonight.
Yeah, and a final score from that Lapeer game. Clarkston takes the win over the Lightning 48-13. So
wow.
There goes the Lightning's undefeated record. And they're going to have a loss of momentum heading into next week against the Cardinals.
So Davison now closing in on the final minute of the fourth quarter. Just past the 30, Bobcats have it 1st and 10. Chimbara rolling out, and a catch just shy of the 40. Big hit made as Yaya came in and cleaned it up. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the Bobcats are too eager to, run plays fast and score again. It looks like they're just going to settle it down, just let the clock run. They're going to have to run one more play before this clock can fully tick out. And after that, the Cardinals will walk away with the win.
Less than 40 seconds, they keep it on the ground, past the 40, and shy of the line to gain. So a 3rd down coming up for the Bobcats, but with the game clock underneath the play clock, that could do it, and it's looking like it will. Underneath 20 seconds left as the ball spotted right at the 40-yard line. They do give Grand Blanc a 1st down with 10 seconds to go in the ball game.
Yeah, and that's just about it for this historic rivalry.
Final seconds smelt off the clock, and that will do it. Davison has the answer against Grand Blanc tonight after a 14-0 deficit. The Cards with 49 unanswered points, and they top Grand Blanc tonight 49-14 on the final regular season home game at Cardinals Stadium on senior night. What a win for the Cards tonight, Jake.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. Cards coming in here winning 5 straight, now making it 6. Now gonna improve their record to 7-1. Their only loss to Detroit Catholic Central, but this Cardinal team is doing really good after the 2nd game. They've won every single thing.
We are now set up for a matchup next week, Week 9 against Lapeer, that will settle the score in the SVL South between Davison and Lapeer. Both of those teams will come in 4-0 in conference play. Lapeer, the loss tonight, not in the SVL, of course, against Clarkston. And so next week's game will be against a pair of 7-1 teams, and both teams at 4-0 in the SVL South. It will decide the league champ between Davison and Lapeer next week, and the Cards would love to have you there. Both teams shaking it up at the 50. Chayton, as we're going to send it down to Jack Balasic down in the field as he can try and get maybe a player with them. But tonight, really just, again, it was a slow start, but the Cards are able to figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like the Cardinals start slow a lot of weeks, but they always manage to pull through and get on the board. Obviously, got a lot better after the first quarter, held Grand Blanc scoreless for 3 quarters. So I'm sure they'll take that completely with, 49-14 win, and not quite 50, but it was pretty close. You know what I mean?
So we're going to now go down to the field as the Cards are shaking it up. We'll send it down to Jack Balasic down after the Cardinals win. Jack?
Yeah, Jack not quite ready, finding that lockdown player of the game. Looks like it will be a senior.
Looks like he's got Tion with him.
We'll see what Tion has to say about this game.
We're here with Tion Armstrong, a senior on senior night. Tion, you guys were really down on at the beginning of the game. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. So we just have to keep our head up, and the defense played great.
You got an interception during the game. How is that? How is that done?
Playing my technique, reading the 2, reading the 1, and I came over with an interception.
You just got done with Blanc, who was your rival, and then you're going on to Lapeer, and then the playoffs. How do you feel about? Are you ready?
Just take one game at a time. Yeah, I feel we'll be ready. Just practice hard.
That's fair. I'll send it back to the announcers.
Down on the big thanks to Jack down on the field as we're back up in the booth one final time. Chayton, just some closing thoughts as we close down. Hopefully not what's the final broadcast here at Cardinal Stadium this year, but again, just a big win for these seniors to come away with a win on senior night.
100%. You know, they got a lot of momentum going into another rival next week, and I'm sure they're going to capitalize on it. Slow in the first quarter, but manage to come back, and that's really what it's all about. Not how you start, how you finish.
All right, that'll do it for us tonight. A 49-14 win for the Cards on senior night as they come up with the Week 8 win. They've got next week. They'll settle the score in the SVL South against Lapeer. That'll be in Lapeer. And again, certainly know that the Cards would love to have you out there as Davison tonight improving to 4-0 in the conference, 7-1 with the Week 8 win. For Jack Balasic down on the field, Chayton Harris to my left, and our entire DTV crew under the direction of Mr. Randall W. Scott III. Chris Jarrett signing off from Davison High School as the Cards get the win tonight on this Friday, October 14th. 49-14, our final score. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk to you next time. Go Cards.